How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back to season 6 of Longshot. We're kicking off this week with Terraform, the 4th chapter. The 5th chapter? Oh my god, the 5th chapter. Oh my god, of Terraform. This is the 5th year we have run this singular campaign, but it's a fresh campaign. We have finished our characters and their stories, jumping in with fresh new characters. And of course, we welcome the amazing Qrown to the roster. Welcome to the table, officially, Qrown. You were a guest in Void Scourge, and you're in for the keeps now. And I'm so excited. I will get the chat fixed in 2 seconds, but I gotta get through a few stuff right out the gate. Thursdays will be the continuation of Windfall, and which is our Western themed campaign. I'm gonna turn the music down a smidge, it feels a little loud. And Saturdays, if you didn't see the announcement on the Discord, brand new campaign called Bayonet, and it is my own homebrew take on the trapped in a demi-plane Ravenloft narrative, kind of Strahd vibes. It's going to be bonkers. I'm very excited. Got some awesome new people coming in as well, in the form of Andy Skadoosh Taylor and Draconics. Phenomenal creators across the board. I'm very, very excited. More information on that on the Discord. And if you enjoyed the summer series, or if you would like to get caught up on the previous campaigns that we've had from previous seasons, you can head over to the YouTube Longshot. That is just gotten partnered over the summer. We managed to land partner, and we, as of this morning, are officially making ad revenue on all of that. So if you guys want to go over there and get caught up, it would be a huge boost for the Longshot community. But I've got even more news. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate the hype. We are officially sponsored by the mythological, the amazing Modern Artifice. This guy, Giuseppe, wears a lot of hats, and one of them is a phenomenal craftsmanship of dice. Modern Artifice creates dice, and he and I have partnered up for a bunch of stuff coming down the line that I get to tell you guys about. Not the least which, a discount code called Longshot for 10% off of the stock that's currently in there, and future stock. There is a restock coming, and you can find more information about that. But Modern Artifice will also be doing a giveaway in the future here through Longshot, as well as some custom Longshot dice.
What?
And I'm so very incredibly excited.
Will they be long?
That. No. Pointably mini Longshot dice.
Dog dice.
That would be amazing, though.
That's
More
a
information
Blizzy
about
20.
that coming, but I can't shout the good name of Modern Artifice enough. They also have been recently making wolf dice that have actual wolf hair in it, which is going towards the efforts for preserving wolves and helping them with the I want to say humanitarian effort, but I don't think that's the right term to use.
Animalitarian.
Animalitarian. The animalitarian.
In the Sarah
goals.
McLachlan fight.
But do get over there and check out Modern Artifice and the awesome dice that is being made over there. Animal conservation, thank you, Annie. And of course, big shout out to Annie for the incredible promo you guys might have been seeing on Instagram and all over there. She and I put our heads together to create some of the phenomenal art you see there. And speaking of art, Taylor and Tracy, you have outdone yourself. These look incredible. I am so very excited. Also, in the vein of Taylor and Tracy, do you guys know about Heinefall coming up? If you don't know, you're missing out. You might have already missed out and have to get a ticket for next year. It's a 5-day LARP event. and it's going on in early November. And it is the most fun I have had in such a long time. When I first went out there, when we first started Heinefall 3 years ago, I was hooked. It was my first time ever LARPing. And yeah, Quincy's going. Qrown, you're also going to be going. There's going to be some amazing people that we've banded together for Heinefall this year. And I'm so excited. There's so much fun stuff on the rise. And to top it all off, I get to eat. I have 2 new campaigns in starting campaigns, guys. I love it so much. It is so much fun. So yeah, last but not least, I'm incredibly excited, and I'm just so hyped to be starting this new game with you guys. Thank you, all of you, Ben, Taylor, Shane, Qrown, for coming in and jumping back into another narrative with me. I'm so excited. I'm so honored and so lucky to be here. This is I'm living the dream, to be honest, and I'm just so excited. For now, without getting into our characters just yet, let's get to our talent. Let's get to our players. Taylor and Tracy, would you tell us a bit about yourself, and when you're done, roll for me a D20.
Ooh. Oh, goodness. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Taylor Ann Tracy. You can find me everywhere as Taylor Ann Tracy. I am the game master for Heinefall. It's a medieval 5-day LARP that happens in Texas. You can check us out at heinefall.com. It's an absolute blast. It's super fun. The community is amazing. If you like D&D and you've wanted to imagine actually hitting your friends with swords like these here behind me on the wall, come out, come try it. It's a blast. But if you don't like fighting, don't worry. There's lots of quests and puzzles and magic and all sorts of craziness that you can do. Do I talk about my character yet, or are we introducing them in scenes? Okay, cool, yay. And now I have to roll, and that's terrifying. And I don't like that you're making me do the first roll. And if this is a 1, I'm gonna die. It's a 19.
19's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, it's 19. Excellent. And now you would popcorn over to someone else.
Great. I will popcorn over to Shane.
Hi everyone, my name's Shane Whalley. You can find me on everywhere at Shane Whalley. I don't really know what else to say other than I'm super excited for the fact I get to use D&D Beyond this season. There's just like
I did my best.
No, I will give that to Ben. He did a great job of allowing me to play Lorwyn and Sonari last season. But being able to have everything I need right there is so nice. And I'm so excited for this part. I really don't have anything exciting coming up other than going to TwitchCon. And then also, if you go into my YouTube, I am now starting to do fall cookware and meals that are coming from recipes I've collected over the past 15 years of working in the culinary world, and also some family recipes that I have that span over the last 80 years. So I will be putting those up there on YouTube for people to see. And yeah, other than that, that's about it. I'd like to send it over to Q. Did I forget anything actually before you?
I think you're good.
Okay, cool.
roll a dice.
Oh yes, roll a D20 for me.
Oh,
Go
I was like,
Q, you have inspiration.
Hey!
Yeah.
Let's heck and glory.
Heckin' God.
I like this number, 11.
11.
Ooh, work, Slay.
Okay. 11. Take it away, Omega.
Hello, everybody. I'm super honored and thankful to be back at this table after playing the Dragon God Elkanor over on don't tell me, voice coach. But now I'm here. Hi, if you don't know who I am, my name's Omega Jones, formerly known as the Critical Bard, now known as Qrown. That is QR0WN. I'm tired. I've been in rehearsal all day. I'm a professional actor and vocalist, turned tabletop designer, gamer, Twitch partner, host, moderator, jack of all trades, master of like 3 of them. And that's unfortunately not a joke. I do too much, and I'll need to do some of it well.
Too many hats.
You have seen me on multiple things. I've worked with Wizards of the Coast, World of Darkness. I created music for Critical Role. I've been on the official D&D streaming channels on Amazon, Freevee, and Plex. And I'm here now. I'm here. Also, I'm in the middle of a musical, and I am dead inside. But, instead of doing musical stuff, we do dice stuff here. And you will find out who I'm playing soon. My pronouns are he and they. I should say that as well. And
I just say your name right? Because I know that there was a name change. I want to make sure I said your name right? I said Q.
Qrown. Oh yeah, yeah. You can call me Q. You can call me Q. Q is great. If you don't want to say Q, Qrown is fine. Or Omega will always be okay. I also rolled an 11. Should I re-roll?
It comes down to rollies actually, but we'll wait in the very rare chance that Ben also rolls an 11. Take it away, Ben.
Hi, my name is Ben Brainard. You can find me on the internet. I'm excited to be back a little bit, just because like this is like the decompression for the week. This is the fun, let's sit down with friends and play silly game with silly friends thing. But also because I've spent the past 8+ weeks DMing the summer series, and you always forget how much work it is to actually like sit down and write out the story. And it's so much easier to just show up on Tuesday. Like I woke up from a nap like an hour ago, and I'm able to sit down and do this. Like if I was DMing, I would not have slept last night. Like
yeah, I was gonna say I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and started cooking.
Yeah. Oh, so it's just so much nicer just to be able to sit down. I just got back from Washington D.C. earlier today. I was filming my first ever comedy special. So I'm excited about that. I don't know. My goal right now is to have it done and ready to go by January, but who knows? So if you want more information about that, or if you want to catch me on tour, because the grind don't stop, check out my website benbrain.com, and that information will be there. I think I was the last one to go, so I just
yes. Let's get that D20 roll. Qrown, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate you.
Oh man, I have to get a set of dice to match.
Yeah, all of mine are just random ones that I grabbed.
As long as
Good right
we
now.
survive.
Oh man,
I
I
am
spent like
apparently-
half an
I'm what's
hour
called-
figuring out which sets I was going to use for this season.
This is a new phrase I learned from somebody in Sydney. I'm a dice dwarf.
Oh.
I don't have a whole lot of sets of dice, but the dice that I do have are like dice that are specifically built for like one thing.
Sure.
I'm a goblin.
I have a bag just if I'm running a home game, but okay, that is a 14.
Auto Harvest, thank you so much. 15?
14.
14. Okay. All right, we got rollies for Shane and Qrown.
Awesome.
I want to be a dice dragon. I feel like I
Natural
have enough
20.
for a horde.
12.
Oh!
20 and a 12. All right, very good. And a 12. Yeah, once your dice trove becomes like a dragon treasure trove, that's when you ascend. If you can sprawl out comfortably on a pile of dice, that's how you know you've reached dice dragon territory.
So did my number change from 11 to 12, or is it?
Yeah, 11 to 12.
Okay.
Okay. So. Oh, 40 months, Taff. Thank you so much. Oh my god. That is insane. All right, gang. Are we ready? Are we ready to jump into this thing?
I guess we are.
All right. We find ourselves a fascinating window of narrative within the kingdom of Whistlen. A narrow centennial glimpse of something unique to this pain. Strange crystals with restorative properties seem to be manifesting. One of the 12 gods seems to have disappeared. The long shut weirways to other dimensions have been pried open, and the elves to the northeast have plunged this continent into war. We stand at the very edge of a mountain that just wants to drop, and in our hands we see the first destined stones. We go to them now, individually, beginning their narratives within the harrowing echoes of someone else's ambition. Taylor. You're in the city of Cairn, the biggest city in all of Whistling. You're on your rooftop where 3 roofs meet, and you have that little bit of overhang shelving to kind of keep out of the wind. Things have been stressful. There was, at one point, riots in the street. There was a primordial in the sky at one point. Someone went up into the sky screaming at the primordial. It was a whole time. And things haven't really simmered down since, maybe a little bit. And you pull your cloak about you as you're curled up in your 3-roof corner. And you see out of the corner of your eye the red maroon of one of the messengers for the nobility, one of the carriers that runs from city to city in times of when information needs to be closely guarded. They will be afraid of their telepathic messages getting intercepted, and sometimes things the appearance of a crier or a message runner, a runner boy, is always kind of seen as an omen in these high fantasy, high magic realms like we have in Cairn. But you recognize this individual. You've caught him a few times. Maybe this time there will be a letter from your brother. But he's already disappeared around the corner.
Okay, not for long.
Okay. What do?
I'm immediately popping up whatever the normal way. I jump across the roof, down a rope ladder on the other side, trying to cut him off around a corner that I know. So I'm tracking him as best I can.
Describe your character for me. Paint me a word picture as you make your acrobatics check down the sides of the alleyways, skimming along of the drain pipes and leaping across to the bricks you're familiar with to get down to the city streets below.
Absolutely. So Robin is a tiefling. Her age, she is actually 17, but she actually appears to be about like 11 or 12. So at first glance, you might mistake her for a child. She stands at about 5 feet tall with a really thin frame. Unlike most tieflings who tend to have like the darker tones, her skin is really pale. It's almost ghostly. She's scattered with freckles all across her face and arms. She has small white and gold horns that curl from her head. And then her eyes, they're mismatched. You have one that's really vibrant red and then the other that's green. And beneath the red one, or above the red one, there's a scar in one of her top ears. So the scar cuts almost all the way through her ear, and it would be at the point where about a human ear would begin. Her hair is really wild and untamed. It's short, white blonde. The strands look like they're all a little singed at the tip. But they're not burnt. That's just a weird coloring they have.
It's natural. Don't question it.
It's natural. She swears. She definitely doesn't do anything to her hair. Her clothing is really simple and functional. She's dressed very much roguish. She has a loose, baggy white long sleeve shirt. She has a robe that's on. The cloak that she wears, she always has that wears, and you'll kind of see like as she's passing some of the things, it's changing the colors of the brick wall that she's scouring down, of the bush, you know, that she hides in a tree and it starts to turn green. So it's kind of constantly like adapting when she takes a moment to her surroundings. Yeah.
Cool.
So she's very roguish, sneaking her way through. Okay. And you said to roll acrobatics?
Yes, the true first roll of your character.
That's going to be a 16. 11 plus 5.
Okay. Easily. You managed to scrabble down the familiar bricks, the little nooks and crannies that you've worn in over the years now. And quickly you get to the city streets, and you look to the alleyway that this crier, this messenger boy, had disappeared down. You bolt. You start moving through the crowd. You start weaving as fast as you can. You quickly traverse the alleyway, jump over a sleeping homeless guy, cut out into the next street.
Sorry, Frank.
Cut out into the next street. Frank's like, "Ah!" and you bolt after the crier. You just see them stepping into what looks to be some government official building of some kind, whether it's a tavern, whether it's a hall, or some other government organizational building of some kind. You can see a couple of guards in the front, but you can still see him just through the door, though they might not let you through the door.
Do I know his name?
Yes, his name is Zaphiel.
Zaphiel! Full out yelling, I don't care! Zaphiel! Wait!
What?
Hey! Hi! Robin!
Robin,
yes.
yeah, hey guys.
Oh.
Chill, dude, chill. Hey, Robin, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hi,
Yeah.
it's good to see you too.
Robin, listen. I don't have anything for you. I'm really genuinely sorry. I made my way to the encampment, to the northeastern tents and the embankments and the fortifications that they've kind of set up over there, and I asked around. I couldn't find anybody by the name of Soren, and the few people that did know the name hadn't seen him in a long time. I'm really sorry. I really did take a hard look around.
But I mean, like, who had seen him? Like, who had seen him last? What was the highest ranking person that had seen him last? Like, I gotta have something so I can send something somewhere. Please, it's been months.
You see him kind of look sidelong over his shoulder to where the guard would be, not fully looking over at the guard, and he goes, "You been making any money?" With like a surprising hard look in their eye, kind of creeping out from behind the good-natured, worried look.
I mean,
Come on, kid. This is my life we're talking about.
I can get you money. I don't have it right now because
Can you get it within 2 days? I leave in 2 days.
Yeah. What do I need to get?
I don't know, kid. Whatever you're able to scrounge around. I'm just trying to make a buck. Listen, the word is that your brother showed some arcane traits, some magical tendencies, and he was picked up by the Mage Breakers.
Picked up by the...
Yeah,
So
hired,
still...
maybe, if you will. It's good paying money. It's a good job. It's
Okay.
a lot of security, you know. And they do a good thing for this world, for our people, you know, scouring the cities for, magic items so that everyone stays safe, right? You know, that's good.
Yeah, no, that's definitely good, but why wouldn't he be able to write me if their job is to keep everyone safe? Why?
I don't know.
Okay, but Mage Breakers.
Yeah.
Got it. And if I get you something, I can have the name of whoever's in charge of these Mage Breakers?
I'll be honest, that's all the information I've got. And he suddenly lurches. And you have a split second where you see out from one nostril a vine, more like a root, suddenly slowly exit and wrap backwards around the back of the neck. And he goes, and then he transforms into a massive 100-foot tall tree right before you. Make a dexterity saving throw. As
that's
the
not
sudden
wonderful.
appearance of something this colossal causes
13?
violent destruction to the buildings and people around him. 13.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
There's a moment where, as this tree forms and is pushing you backwards across the street, this big open street that you're in, that you are tumbling and scraping, and you manage to kick yourself up and up against the wall of the other side of the street, the building. And as it all goes so south so fast, with a 13, you just manage to lift yourself up against the tree and against the bricks behind you and get just ahead of this thing, so that the only thing you really get crushed by is the shingles of the roof. And then you and the rest of the building move at least 50 to 60 feet. Screams.
Yeah.
Many, many screams that are quickly muffled and then silenced. There's a heartbeat, and your eyes open, and you manage to push some of the rubble and bricks out of the way. You find yourself somewhat buried, but mostly on top of a mass of rubble. And you sit up, and the tree moves. Deep roots shifting and pulling as it begins to, almost as if it was sentient, move about. And you can almost see the remains of a stretched out face of the person of the crier that you knew, now transmuted to a tree. This lasts for about 12 seconds. And then the tree is gone. The crater remains. You hear one or two from broken bodies that are suddenly able to find last dying gasps of oxygen. What do you do? Not so much where do you go, what's your goals. Paint me a picture of your character. What would Robin do in these moments? If you could emphasize their characteristics in these traumatic essences, what would Robin do? You see other craters throughout the city. You see rubble falling into the hole of Cairn where the slums are. Smoke.
She definitely takes not even a breath. I wouldn't even say that she takes a pause or a breath. She is frozen for a second before it just kicks in of what would she be expected to do? What would Soren, her brother, do? Because that's all she can think right now. And she, at this point, she's very young. Actually, I said 17 in the beginning. She's 14, I think, at this point.
Now, yeah, 14.
Right now,
Still a
she's
street
14.
rat.
She starts directing people.
Okay.
She starts setting up triage. She starts sending searches. She starts organizing, setting people. She doesn't give her time, or herself time to feel the panic or process. She just goes to work of helping where she can.
Okay.
and seeing people, if there's someone that's not doing anything, like they're obviously like not helping and they're in a state that they can help, she does get a fiery temper too.
Yeah, I think you would
And
see a few people wandering around in shock, but others just
shock's
looting.
fine. Handle people's shocks. People looting, she is verbally disappointed in them.
Loudly, verbally disappointed.
Yes.
That's a t-shirt right there. I am verbally disappointed.
and she's doing everything in herself to be like, you know, while you're grabbing that, get the gauze and give it to the person that's also down there. Like, she's
Okay.
pointing out flaws and telling them what to do.
Excellent. Is there anything else you would like to touch upon in this moment?
She definitely has like a couple of things that she checks in on. She has like areas in the city where she knows she's, you know, set other urchins up in more comfortable locations than her cold roof. So when things slow down, she does go to try and check on people that she knows. I don't know how many she finds or what condition they're in, but there are definitely more than a handful of people that she knows in the city.
It varies and it's sobering.
Yeah,
There are some people you never find.
I'm sure.
Okay. Qrown. Oop. You stand in a field, frustrated, assumedly alone. It's particularly windy, with a failed experiment. Another failed experiment at your feet. All to show for it is a vague, singed eyebrow feeling. Tell me about your experiments, and tell me about you and what this kind of frustration narrative would look like for Kazric.
I firstly love the idea of a singed eyebrow feeling, because what does that mean? And I still love that. So what we will see as a camera is kind of peering upon this individual sitting cross-legged in the field right now. You would see a bag open, a makeshift backpack, brown and green in color, opened up. Things are kind of just actually spilled over, really is what it is. The most random, eclectic things are inside of this bag. And what you had just thought about when I said that, go 10 times worse. Because you see like dried leaves, and you see like, pieces of ripped parchment, but then you see bones, but then you see metal shavings, and then you see the hair of something, I don't know. Just a bunch of random things that are kind of all just splayed out. More importantly, there's a small dent in the ground that he is sitting upon. I think some of the grass that was currently, very fresh and clean and nice, it's currently burnt, singed. Nature has been disrespected on this day, and it's because of the 4'2.5" creature that is currently sitting on the ground. You see a green toned individual. Parts of him are darker grayish green toned, seem to be dual toned in nature. You see this individual has kind of a nice bulbous head with shocks of brown hair, seemingly styled into some kind of mohawk. The rest is kind of shaved off. But is it styled, or was it blown off and never grew back? We don't know. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. You see him in a, again, makeshift dark blue-ish apron that has a bunch of different pockets galore, and these pockets are filled with, yet again, more eclectic things. You see, baubles, you see wrenches, you see pencils, you see a finger, you see just a lot of
Maybe
random
tools here and there.
Yeah, they got tools here and there, of course. And you can tell the way the straps are, the backpack that's on the ground can attach to the apron proper. So it's not a separate thing. But yeah, the bright golden eyes, super sharp teeth that he has just glaring, but in like half frustration, half surprise and curiosity, as he's just, maybe I've added too much lavender, but lavender shouldn't have that property. Lavender should be very relaxing, and this was not relaxing. Hey. But maybe it. What?
Hey!
What?
The fuck are you doing?
It's called an experiment.
That was loud as hell.
Would you like it to be louder?
Actually, and you see this a distance you couldn't really tell. As it gets closer, maybe a kid of maybe 12 or 13, just this little dude, young and waifish,
Yeah.
kind of with a lot of energy, kind of gets across this bit of field that they were on the road next to, and gets over to you, and then just hops up on the fence nearby where you are. Not too close, you note, not within maybe 30 feet.
Great.
Stays maybe 31 feet away from you. So that tells you a little bit. That tells you a little bit of what you need to know about this individual.
The blast radius exactly as well.
Yeah. You've ever seen steel wool ignite when you stick a battery in it? That's just the ground around you.
Absolutely. It is just, there's a lot happening here. And as this kid is running over, you see that he has dug into his backpack, and he's thrown an egg, and it gets cracked on the ground, and he will cook it later. But for now, he pulls out a parchment, and he pulls out a makeshift feathery pin, and he dips it in some of the, one of the vials that's probably broken now on the ground, some of the liquid inside it, he dips the thing into the liquid and dips it in some of the soot and just starts writing. You could tell he's taking notes on his current discovery.
What are you doing?
Sometimes you have to write your feelings down before they are true. And right now, I have learned that too much lavender makes things go boom, even though that physically shouldn't be possible.
But what are you making? What does it do? What was it
I don't know.
Huh.
Well, this exploded.
And you just live your life like this, with this kind of mentality of just throw things together, and maybe it'll smell like lavender, maybe it'll blow up?
Well, the thought wasn't that it smells like lavender, but there's parts within the plant that can fuse with other detritus, which I am learning is actually not correct. But if you put 1 + 2 + 3 together, something happens, and someone has to figure it out. You don't learn until you fail.
And you watch, he's like, you're not kidding, man. Something definitely happened here. And then you watch as he picks up a bit of this reacting soil, and hand should be burning, and you hear a sizzle, but he doesn't seem to be reacting.
He has no sense of spatial awareness and privacy. He just he doesn't yank what he has, he yanks the hand closer to him.
You cross the 30 feet?
Yes.
Okay, you start crossing the 30 feet, and he goes, hey. We good?
Something. Huh?
I'll throw this at you. I'll get rid of the rest of your eyebrows. I'll do it.
Hey!
I'm crazy.
What is that for me?
Yeah, you blew it up. It's spicy.
So I own it.
Oh, dude, my bad. And he walks the distance across and hands it to you, looking kind of abashed.
He's just gonna just immediately swipe it and just look at it.
Hey, man, you're green.
Yeah, what about it?
It's pretty cool.
I mean, my mom's green, and then my other moms are green, and then all the people in my tribe are green. To be fair, I don't really know what green is. It's just a thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's pretty cool.
You're not green? He's like adjusting the glasses he doesn't have on.
Nah. I'm
Okay.
boring.
Wait, being green doesn't mean you're special. It just means you're green.
Huh. Being green doesn't mean you're special. It just
Would
means
you
you're-
like to be green?
Yeah, okay.
He immediately starts to grab some grass on the ground, starts to muddy it up. You see him take a vial that he has in one of his containers, puts it into that. You see him grab some kind of nitrate. You don't know what it is. And he starts stuffing it again. He goes, so I've learned that sometimes if you need to put a mark on something, you just need natural elements. You need something that's combustible, and then you put it together, and then you throw.
Cool.
Heads up! And I throw it at him.
Hey, breathe it in. Is that
Are
okay?
Are you green yet?
Show your hazard or we good?
Sorry. And he like pulls him out of the smoke cloud.
Oh. Okay. I'm good. Cool.
Is he green at all?
He's like ashy white now. he's like got like a gray dusting.
Okay, so grass
it's
is
kinda
not the
greener.
element. Maybe I need a fern, or maybe a leaf.
Well, hey, you
We'll
showed me-
workshop this.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go. But thanks. You actually taught me something that I needed to hear. And
What's
I'm
your
not
name?
I'm Locke.
Lock? You got a key? No.
Huh?
Okay. I'm Casric.
Nice
My
to meet
friends
you,
call me
Hazard.
Cas, but I don't know if we're friends yet.
You can't have key.
No, I don't. That was a joke. Do you have a key?
No. But
Insight check?
yeah, go for it.
Now I'm curious.
Zolfir, thanks so much.
15.
15. Okay, yeah. He talked about key like it was a something and maybe a someone.
Oh, that's cute.
And he's wearing like this kind of like overgrown poncho kind of a thing going on. And as you kind of lock in on an insight, kind of take in the stance, the posture, stuff like that. The shoulders tense. Is this person lying at all? There's a rustle. Something like moves around the chest. Like the whole chest kind of moves underneath the poncho a little bit. Don't look at me like that, Taylor.
Oh, we know.
And and he kind of like puts a protective hand over his tum-tum, just like that one kid in the meme, just
He puts two and two together, and he's a naturally curious person, but he also understands. I guess that he doesn't understand boundaries. But I think at the very least he understands importance to someone. So he's not gonna like really pry on it. He just okay. Well, I'm gonna be here doing more experimenting on honestly whatever I can think of. My mom. She does a lot of things with the tribe, and I thought I would help her because she does the druid stuff, and I not
wait, really?
yeah.
Cool.
Are you a druid?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, she does druid stuff, and then I'm helping her with not so druid stuff, and we're a team.
That's crazy. Good luck with that. You actually told me something that helped me with a whole other thing that wouldn't make any sense to you, so I'm not going to tell you about it. But thank you so much. So here's some diamond dust, because you seem like you like different dusts and shit. Sorry, bad word.
Does he know the monetary value of diamond? I don't think he does.
It's not a ton of dust.
But let me rephrase that. I don't think he knows that it has more value than other just being shiny. And I think he finds like a pouch or something. He like puts it inside.
I found it.
Well, you can put it in here. I'm sure I'll use it for something.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
And
maybe I can use it now. Ooh.
He goes and like pours it's a little, bag.
Yeah.
And he kind of
okay.
And you watch as he's kind of pouring it into the thing.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, I don't feel like super good.
Wait, I have something for this. And you see he starts looking for one of the random potions he has made at some point.
Okay. You start going through the potions, and just as you go to turn, you see out of the corner eye, you can still see the hand.
Uh-huh.
And you watch as the wrist right here, these two bones here,
Uh-huh.
break and
Oh!
as his whole arm tears itself asunder as a tree limb replaces the bone and slowly rips and tears, and you have that snapshot moment of him trying to get away from his own arm and screaming and crying, and then Tree make a dex save.
Yep.
Yes, Taylor.
I'm mad at you.
Okay.
I would give you the plus I have, but it's a 1. So
Not great.
this die always does me wrong. I'm just gonna put it away.
It has just done you wrong. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, a crushing sensation
Ow.
as you are borne down into the bowels of the earth by this tree.
Ah!
Yeah, ow! And it's bad because the tree is still moving and scraping and grinding you down. If it weren't for the soft earth of this field, you'd be gone. Tell me of Kazrik's final thoughts. What, as you are, obviously you're scared, you don't understand what's happening, you want to understand what's happening, but the immediacy of the situation is trumping that a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it happens so fast, and he is a person who doesn't, while he's extremely smart, he doesn't think, he just does. Mm-hmm. And for the first time in a long time, he's truly thinking about how this could be different. He's thinking about his mom. And in a weird way, he's not thinking about missing her. He's thinking about the fact that she could stop this. She is an archdruid. This is a tree. Why was he not at home? And now he's thinking about what's happening at home. And in a weird way, feeling a level of weird comfort knowing that they're probably much safer than he is because his mom's there. And now he's regretting not actually doing druidic things.
Those thoughts blitz through your mind. And you go to have your next thought, and it's foggy. And everything kind of starts fading to black. You come to being shaken. Hey, 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 smack.
My spleen. Do we have spleens? I don't know.
You're a sturdy fella, huh? And you look, and before you is not a tree. The edges of a crater. And the kid, Locke. Arm totally fine. He's looking down at you like concerned, kind of embarrassed.
What happened?
I don't know. Are you okay? Don't tell anyone. Everything's fine now. Rub some dirt in it. Get some leaves. And you see he runs to go get leaves in the nearby tree.
You see him like slowly creaking up, and he hurts.
A Walmart-sized crater is around you.
Yeah, and I think he's realizing that it wasn't a dream. It wasn't something that was induced. He's just trying to understand right now, and he, you turned into it. That, and he points to a nearby tree. What?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's crazy. Here's some leaves.
I need to talk to my mom. Mom! He like starts to crawl away. Not necessarily trying to get away from him, but he's just trying to crawl out of the the crater.
Man, come on. And he kind of puts an arm. God, you're heavy. He can't pick you up. He's like, you are dense. You're packed in there.
Oh, it's the other part of me.
You're made of concrete. Do we have concrete?
No.
You're made of mortar.
I think he's just like kind of concussed,
Yeah,
if I'm being
fair.
honest. And I think he can't really focus, so he's just gonna. However, this guy can help him get out.
Yeah.
And he'll somewhat help himself, but he's trying to get back home.
Yeah, he's good. Eventually, you find yourself by the road, and kid's like, "All right, man, I'm gonna go that way." Never happened, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. I think.
All right, good talk. And he's gonna run.
Just gonna like slightly watch him, but like his vision
a long
is just
pause of
lit.
him like
running
in a straight line away from you down the road. Just
He does.
looking back at you every now and then, tripping a little, getting back up.
And I think as he begins to slowly make his way back, in his hand, he didn't realize he was clutching it. He still had that whatever was burning but not burning, and he just looks at it as he continues walking. And he's totally doing the limp, doing the very tired, very ouch limp, all the way back to where the tribe is.
Okay. Shane Whalley.
I'm not ready.
So, you find yourself in the city of Cairn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, okay.
They? Oh, I thought you said he, a question mark. I was like, oh, I'm
No,
sorry, they.
No. I just said it like okay, but it's like.
Oh, gotcha. You. Bop. 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 You find yourself pacing. You're outside, you're on the cobblestones, you're moving back and forth, looking in front of this ancient library. This is one of the mage colleges, one of the big ones, sponsored by the nobility. The mage breakers tend to be taught here, as well as other profound wizards who go on to make a huge difference in the world. These are like the rock stars of, of old dudes who ponder orbs. But they know a lot. They know a lot about specific stuff. They know a lot of history. and they know fun stuff about tones and how people like you came to be. And you've got suspicions, you've got lore, you've got stories, you've got fairy tales, you've got songs of bravado, down heart, but you don't have fact. But also, you're not a wizard. And so you pace in front of the cobblestones. Tell me about yourself.
Look-wise, or?
All of it.
Okay, so my character's name is Sika, and Sika is a race called the Luminen, and he is 6'4", with white hair that cascades down the right side of his face and can loop back up. He has a soft purple tone to his skin that shimmers with different looks of light, with 2 scars on his face, of one under his right eye being an upside-down crescent moon, and the other is being furred as if fairy fire kissed his cheek. He has an earring made of white gold with 3 orbs based at the base of it with elven-like ears, wearing a silver white top that is cropped in certain areas, as you can see in the picture, and and with a lengthy pants that are very almost bell-bottomish type down his legs. On his arms are tattooed of engravings that is not from symbols or languages that many people see, as he is someone from the road and someone who travels a lot. He has taken many little things that he has learned and has engraved them with beautiful shimmering ink into his arm for all stories that he learns. Around his neck is pearled gold claws that tailor into an amethyst necklace that, if looked closely, it looks like it's alive.
Ooh.
The key thing of Sika is his hair glitters with all colors.
We love it.
It's all kind of gaseous.
It's giving iridescence.
Iridescence. So Sika is someone who understands there is a line in this world that people cross and people don't cross, and how you shimmer about it in your life really depends on your truest of heart and what you desire. He is someone who is upbeat but can be very straight to the point. Finding joy in life can be hard for him, considering the fact that he is a bard. He is someone who does enjoy creating music, but he has done it in a way that he has learned through his whole life. He doesn't understand why he tones them, but he creates music with aeolian tones, which is the absence of sound, but made sound through wind passing solid objects. And so Sika is here on this platform looking at this giant place full of knowledge, which is something he desperately inside wants to learn everything. He wants to be able to learn as much as he can, absorb it all, and find pieces to find truths. Because when he finds truths, it makes understanding the lies to be painted that much easier.
Ooh, that's the other side of the mug.
So Sika, very wholehearted, accepts the world as a blank canvas that just has little burn holes inside of it that he can paint around.
Ooh. Beautiful.
Thank you.
The ostentatious wizard tower looms before you. Multicolored marbled steps leading up, and no door, just kind of an open awning into, you can see many books. People moving about with books in hand. Elite Encounters, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. What do you do?
Before I go in, does Sika know that he's allowed to enter this place? Is it common for people to go in, or is it wizard only?
There are many places that are wizard only.
Right.
But just walking through the door is fine.
Okay. Sika takes a second, and puts on his brave showman face that he has to do many other times, and in a nice, confident manner, walks up the steps and goes on in as if he's been there many times before. Yeah.
The second you step through the door, someone apparates beside you. Oh, no.
Greetings.
How are you this fine day?
Couldn't be better. How about yourself?
Excellent. You realize this is an illusion. And I'm not good at carrying conversation with you as fine-tuned as you would like. And you do see some other fleshy folk moving about within who kind of look up at you and go back to their work. Is there anything at all that I might be able to help you with?
Do you have
Music switch up on me. You know what? It's a banger. Let's write it.
It may have been a bit since I've last been here. Is there a directory that I'll be able to look at?
You're looking at it.
Amazing. I am actually much better with the physical presence that I can read myself. Is there a chance that you have something that I can hold on to?
A member will be with you shortly.
Thank you.
The same guy you hear walks up, but now he's disheveled. He's got bed beard, if you will. He's got a long beard that would go real low, but it's all scrunched up like he's just woken up. His robes are disheveled, and he's got some sleep in his eyes. He goes, "Hi,
Hi. How
how's
are
it
you
going?
doing?
How can I help you? I heard one of my arcane mirages needed some brain power."
Yeah, I was just looking for a directory, but the way that I work, I like being able to hold on to that and see where it is myself. It helps me be able to understand things in my brain a lot better. Is there any chance you have something so I can know how to traverse your library properly and according to your rules?
A jellyfish of a book gently floats into the room, and he catches it. And then hands it to you. This will do for now. It does disappear in about... Leans out the door and looks up at the sun. You've got about 20 minutes. And he walks away.
Amazing. I'm going to open the book and look through as many things as I can, as fast as I can, to try and study just a basics of where things were, but then also see if there's anything key to my mission of being here, of learning more secret paths.
Do you want to look into your Luminen origins, or do you want to look into, if you had to pick between that or the Aeolian tones?
I have to roll for personality. 1 second.
Aeolian, like garlic aioli?
No.
I was thinking music. Well, also, particularly.
Aeoli slaps, though.
He is going to go for the... Oh, damn. I personally want to go for Alien Tones, but it's for his Luminant.
Okay. You spend some time moving and navigating through this tower, which is clearly significantly bigger than what you thought it would be. And you find yourself standing on top of a narrow bookshelf, kind of like it's a cliff edge, and you can see about 30 stories down, and you're holding on to the side of the book thing, and the little jellyfish is slowly guiding you, and you move a little, an entire school of jellyfish books goes by, you let them pass, and you keep on scooching, and you finally pull out a very old scroll. It's not made of paper, though to your thankful heart, it is not made out of skin. There's been one or two instances where you were sorely disturbed. But You pull it open.
Yes.
Make a history check at advantage.
For sure. Now, also, may I ask before this what language is written in?
It would be written in. That's a great question. Common. In this case, common. It's been passed down, clearly translated over multiple times.
17.
17?
It's the
pretty
Bible.
Good.
It's a Bible.
Yes. You're looking at the King James version.
Ah.
I will-
pro
I will-
bono one.
Common,
I'm
but
gonna let
not
you know.
very.
One with unicorns.
It's pre-common.
Pre-common. Oh, elder common.
Elder God.
You find something interesting.
Mhm.
Your species, the Luminen, were not always corporeal. Long ago and far away. On the rings of the sun, there was a race, a species known as the Freaquins. Bipedals, beings of pure light. And according to this scroll, the Jinn who live on the 12-sided moon brought together some Freaquins and changed them, willingly, into Luminins, gifting their race with corporeal form, with flesh and blood, that they might serve some goal that they were out to accomplish. Maybe helping the primordials that are the Jinn in some way on the moon. On the moon's kind of a stretch for you, though. You pull this thing out and you're like, excuse me, on the moon? I mean, I guess Luminin would fit being moonish. However, that's ridiculous. And you're having that moment of, that's ridiculous, but maybe there's some truth and fact to be found here. It's possible. And then the building explodes.
Okay.
It starts with the entire wall next to you. There's a brief as the wall next to you that you're precariously standing up against erupts as branches and limbs and tree limbs and bark come flying through this wall, knocking you off your perch of 30 stories. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Am I falling?
You might be. Which is a significant amount of falling damage.
I have my wings.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see here. So I got a 3.
A 3. Not great. I think it's safe to say. Oh.
4.
I think it's safe to say that you are launched from your feet and are falling through open space.
Perfect.
Slamming
Do I
into
have
a
time
few
to?
jellyfish books.
Do I have time to react?
You do.
Cool. As I'm falling, I react with feather fall.
You catch yourself just in time before you hit the ground. However, the rest of the building coming down around you is not under such magical effects. And the first chunk of rubble hits you, and the second chunk of rubble hits you, but it keeps moving, scraping off of that first chunk of rubble, and you feel yourself begin to separate from the center. as it pins your shoulder and starts moving that chunk of your body from the pec all the way up to the collarbone begins to tear and separate.
Oh.
Thankfully, not the side with all those nice tattoos.
Yeah, thankfully.
But my God, mind-shattering pain.
Right.
Tell me about Sika.
In this moment?
Yes.
Sika is bewildered at the moment, with a little bit of confusion. This was something completely unexpected. He's good at understanding quick actions. He had to learn that in his travels. So he is biting as much as he can through the pain, trying so hard not to pass out, feeling this tearing and ripping coming inside of his body. As he is falling and each object of rubble is hitting him, he's looking around to try and see if he can grab onto something to pull him into a way of safety.
You see dust and darkness.
Dust and darkness?
And the screams of the dying about you. As that weight compounds. As more rubble falls on top.
Okay. So he starts becoming scared.
Okay.
How much can I see through the dust and the darkness?
At this point, as we're past that first 6 second mark, darkness as more rubble starts piling up on top of the rubble.
Okay, am I underneath this rubble now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh. He, at this point, is laying there, underneath, and he is pincered. He can't seem to find a way to be able to get himself to move, to be able to escape. But in this darkness and the commotion going on, he tries to think of a way to simply let someone know that he's there in case someone is around that can see him. And in his state of panic, uncontrollably, his lunar radiance seeps through him. And light starts shining out of him unexpectedly.
You don't remember this moment that you were about to have.
Okay.
Oh, child, where are you?
Hello? Oh.
Just this moment of some entity and this sense of searching. Quickly got, quickly forgotten, half imagined.
Mm-hmm.
And then the weight gets significantly easier. And the last thing you see as you begin to fade out is hands scrabbling at the rubble. Trying to excise you, pull you out.
Mm-hmm.
Everything fades to black. Is there any other moment that you would like to have before we move forward?
Well, I will let you know that he's, as much as it was so, and before the fall, he was, as you said, was kind of about the whole knowledge of being from the moon, and so his interest was drastically pulled over to alien tones. And so lasting his want and desire before that was to get to them as if they were at a place that was accessible.
Say again the last part?
As if they were accessible.
Excellent. Driven.
Yeah, like full on desire to get to understand more.
Well, gang, I think it's time for our first break. Enjoy this phenomenal edit of promo about Heinefall, and we'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. Just a reminder for everybody that fan run bingo exists. It's on the Discord. I don't know if we have Terraform fully figured out yet, but people be crazy for bingo in this chat. We did not expect that to exist. It just kind of spawned into existence. Not this most recent summer series, but the one prior. Head on over to the Discord. Ben Brainard. You have been hired. You've got a contract and everything. It's very official and very legitimate. It's very fancy.
Someone read it.
You have a disorienting falling sensation as you are pulled into this realm of existence. As you are summoned, there's a smell of burnt marshmallows. And boom! Suddenly you're on a dais. Runic, glowing calligraphy all around the dais. And you can see multiple people in cultic robes all surrounding you, chanting with their incense. And one of them goes kind of in the back. Holy shit! It worked!
I don't know. I feel like you guys went a little overboard with the burnt marshmallow smell, but the whole disorienting falling through space sensation, that was a really nice touch.
One of the hooded folk takes off his hood and kind of steps forward. It's an older gentleman, and he goes, "It worked. You are bound to us."
Well, I mean, I'm bound to this contract that someone read, but as long as you're the us that's mentioned in the business line of this contract, then sure.
Yes, we are the Mage Breakers. And you remember Captain America when he first gets revealed when he's all suited up? Like someone comes up and just kind of like touches his pec to make sure he's real. Someone kind of comes up to you and kind of boom on your rock solid abs.
I'm like 7.5 feet tall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a downward point. It's a right about his chin is right about tummy height for you.
I promise I grew that myself.
This is perfect. This is wunderbar. This will work excellently. We now have the means. Hold on. We now have the means with which to hire elite warriors.
I reach out and I grab his shoulder. You said to hold on.
You're perfect. Now, of course, before we can start, we have to finalize the contract. We have to make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the letters are in their proper places. Get me the sacred quill! The sacred quill! And someone, clearly an understudy, like runs up and like dip, 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 hands him a feathered quill. So, please let it go of me.
Okay.
What's your name?
Zito.
Zito, of course. I knew that. Shut up.
Zito Barbera.
Zito Barbara?
No.
The Barbarian. Sorry,
Barbera.
The Barbarian.
You're putting the emphasis
Barbarian.
on the wrong syllable.
Well, that's not important. What's important is the next step. Very important that this next part is spoken by me. Are you ready?
You're the one
And
speaking.
he goes to open his mouth. And Tree comes out immediately. A very strange greeting into this dimension, this pain, if you will, as you are immediately shunted out of the building, which immediately detonates. You have a brief moment of profound confusion. And then, as you are falling in the seemingly open sky, the ground far below you. Sorry, that's very loud. You realize you maybe should have read that contract.
Was that the mage to be broken? There's one singular thought while I'm falling to the sky.
All right. Get for me, if you will, a dexterity saving throw.
If it's to avoid the tree, I don't even think that I would. I would just assume that is what was meant to happen.
It's to dictate how easy this landing will be on you, or how
is it
harming this landing will be on you.
Is it an effect that you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated?
The ground quickly rising up to meet you. Yes, you can see it.
Neato. Right, that is a 17.
17. Okay, so you managed to backpedal as you are ejected from this wizarding tower, which again you can see is quickly being like the tree is like breaking through the center of it, and all of the rest of the building is like expanding outwards as it's just pummeling through this building. You said a 17?
Yeah. It was almost a 12, but I have advantage when I can see the ground barreling toward me.
I know it's coming, so it's fine. Rolling dice. You take 58 falling damage. You, as the ground shockwaves underneath you, and you sit up, and you look up, just as, because you sat up, a window perfectly saves you from being crushed into the bare stone beneath you, and creates this tiny little pocket around you of darkness.
That was a really powerful word.
You hear the screaming, the suffocating noises of people around you, unseen.
I would like to try to dig through the rubble to find buried voices.
Make an athletics check.
I like those. Where's my...
Former future frog, I don't know what you're talking about, nor do I have any affiliation with Disney.
25.
25.
Big strong boy.
Big strong boy. Good God. Yeah, you're able to pry your fingers, your Goliath fingers, underneath the edge and begin propping that, grabbing some other rubble and moving it under because you have the strength, move, push, lift, pull, carry of a large-sized creature. And you make this little gap and you start pulling yourself through it, and you're pulling and you're moving, and then everything shifts and from above you, and you're crushed. You feel everything shift and move down on top of you, and there's this single popping sensation from somewhere that you're not sure, but it does not feel great. And you got half a lung that you're able to breathe with, and you look over and you can see a person scrabbling towards you in this pocket that's kind of formed from your strength. Please help me. Please help me. Blood. And you realize it's just the top half of somebody.
I'm going to rage against the dying of the light. And I'm actually going to jump into second rage.
Oh. Would you like to tell the chat here and everyone else involved what you mean by that?
So I am playing a subclass of my own design called the Path of the Knuckle Sandwich Barbarian. There are 6 stages of rage. Each first stage is regular barbarian rage. Every rage after that costs hit dice to enter, and the deeper my rage, the stronger and faster I get, but also the dumber I get. So at second rage, it costs 2 hit dice to enter. I add my strength modifier twice anytime I have a strength roll. But I lose the cognitive ability to use my offhand for anything other than holding on to a main hand weapon. I cannot really do 2 different things with my hands.
So you can sword, but you can't fork?
Yeah. If I have sword and shield, what it means is I have sword and projectile.
Excellent. Tell me about the rage in your mind. What does that look like for Zito specifically? Not necessarily a subclass. You as a person.
I mean, I think it's probably it's probably your standard barbarian rage. Like,
okay.
There's 2 things I think that could cause it. One, either direct anger at an enemy, or just the adrenaline of survival, like the need to not die right now. And it kind of comes out in like this is not, my enemy is life and the universe. This is not how I go. You will not get me this way.
Excellent.
And it's just anger that I've even made it into this position, anger that I haven't been able to save the guy in front of me. And so just the vision narrows ever so slightly.
You pull yourself out with top half guy. His cultic robes torn asunder, as well as himself. And you stand up in the rubble. Your head pops out of the rubble essentially, and you've got homie. And you look around, and you don't see a tree anywhere. You see the rubble. That definitely happened. You've got half guy, so that happened. But you don't see a tree anywhere. You definitely briefly saw a really big tree.
I think at this point there are 2 things that I'd be like searching for other than tree.
Okay.
Get out, immediately assess, tree is gone. Done with that thought. Second thought, are there any other injured folk? Are there any more screams? And then secondarily, do I see anybody or anything nearby that could have caused this?
There's definitely people around. For how long they'll be around, you believe is directly up to you at this point, as you don't see anyone else like standing up or excavating or rallying in any way, shape, or form. It seems like chaos. It seems like viscera. And you don't see the remains of the person who summoned you either.
I'm gonna Forrest Gump this.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna run into the jungle and grab a friend, and I'm gonna run out of the jungle and lay him down in a safe place, and then I'm gonna run back into the jungle and grab a friend. I'm gonna run him back out, constantly going back and forth until I find Bubba.
Okay. Excellent. At one point, you bring homie his legs.
That is rotted and rancid, and you know it.
Thanks.
And there's really not a whole lot of dialogue happening here. It's very just like, there's a lot of, it's just powered by adrenaline, and it's grab them. Can you speak? Can you move? And those are the two questions I ask everybody.
There's a lot of, oh, look, a strawberry.
Today, I saw a balloon.
The stars are out by the time you're rooting around and thinking maybe you've gotten everyone.
I try my best within the rage to lay them out in sort of like a triage order of like people who can be saved. I think the easiest get laid out like the closest to the area.
Hey, you. You have house rot or something?
I turn. Is this guy wearing Maid Breaker attire?
Nope, he's got kind of one of those Irish caps on. Looks in like a walking stick in one hand, and he's appeared from the forest to maybe a nearby village or something like that. And he goes, We don't take kindly to house rot in these parts. House rot's a bunch of bastards.
I'm going to pick up just the largest chunk of rubble that I can, look directly at this guy and go, "Did you do this? Answer now or die."
I didn't do this, I'm very sorry.
I'm throwing the rock.
I don't know what happened, I don't know nothing. Bonk. Crumple.
I don't want to kill him. I do want to be on this man.
Yeah, he's rolling himself over and then looking up at the looming Goliath. Did we describe what you looked like? Did we touch on that? Yeah, let's touch on that now. As old fisherman guy looks up at this Goliath.
So yeah, he's looking up at 7.5 feet of bald muscle and rage. Eyes are almost pure white. They're pretty gray. He's young, he's about 25, 26, something in there, but very large. So probably people think that he's probably older than he is. Doesn't really have many like cuts, scars on him. There's a few on his face, but none of them are in like vital areas. Like there's no scar that goes across his eye. His ears are completely untouched. To a wise person that basically is going to look at this and go, "Oh, that's combat IQ." Like nothing dangerous has gotten to his eyes, his ears, his nose, his mouth, his throat. All of these scars are notably like off to the side of these things.
Any martial
and now,
type
like
would note.
Yeah, his dress at this point, no shirt, everything's just kind of ragged and torn. Notably, the only thing that doesn't look like he came wearing, because he just kind of looks like he was just in like some baggy cargo pants that are now like ripped a little bit. At some point during all of this excavation, he found one of the Mage Breaker robes. Ripped it and then wrapped it around his hands and knuckles and wrists to protect his hands from like picking up rubble. So now they were these white Mage Breaker robes, but now they're just like tattered and covered in blood. They has like wrapped around his knuckles and his wrists. All of the stuff that he brought with him, like the backpack and the weapons and all that, that's just back at like where the rubble was. Doesn't have weaponry on him. He doesn't have a bag on him. He's just a man who looks like he's been awake for many hours.
And you have been. And you look about. Welcome in, Diana, and of all the amazing people who came in on that raid. Welcome in, welcome in. We are in episode 1 of the new season.
Oh, the other thing that he has that's a little bit out of place, it's sort of like stuffed into his belt, is like a Minotaur plushie.
Okay. Who are you? Sorry. Who are you? Looking up at you from his prone position on the ground.
I am Zito Barbera of Laurent. Who are you?
My name's Bob. And he's this old dude goes, oh, it didn't mean nothing by it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You clearly are helping these good folk out, and I should be helping you as well. I should be of absolute assistance to you in this harrowing time.
Good. I pick him up and I just plant him back down on his feet.
Okay.
Do you know medicine?
Who?
Can you heal injuries? Can you stop bleeding? Are you useful?
No, but my husband, he knows a few medicines. I can go get him.
Get him.
Okay. Quickly back into the woods, and does not reappear. It's about the time where you're realizing that moon's got 12 sides on it. Wait a minute, a lot of time has passed. He's not coming back.
Are there any of the mage breakers that have survived?
There's one or two that are there's maybe 10 or so that are unconscious. There's one who looks like his wits have been a little scrambled, but he's up. And he's just kind of shell-shocked.
Okay. At this point, I feel like I would have been, out of my rage.
Okay.
Calmed back down. Force that guy to sit. Drink water. Slowly. Sips.
Yes.
Do you know who you are?
My name is Alphonse.
Alphonse. Good. And I'm gonna rip through the questions that you ask somebody in shock, which are, do you know what today is? Do you know what month that we're in? In America, you would also ask, do you know who the president is? Those are the three in a row standard
you
questions
go to
you
ask
ask.
who the king is or whatever, and you realize you're not in your realm, you're not in your dimension anymore.
I don't even know what today is. I don't know what day it is here. I don't know what month it is. I don't know who's in charge. I'm just
So whatever
do you
he
know
hits
today?
Me with, you're like, yes, good.
Yeah, you're not necessarily looking for the correct answer up until, because a lot of times, especially in the military, you don't know what day it is. But it's the questions you're asking are one to test cognitive confidence. It's just, are they actively thinking about today? Like if today's Friday and they go Thursday, but they say it with today's Thursday, the month, sure. That's when you're like, okay, if it's October and they say January, then you're like, concussion. But then you go president and they go Bill Clinton. You're like, this is a problem.
You're right. Excellence. Yeah, he kind of looks at you and goes, What happened?
I would like to find that out for myself. I was summoned here. I was hired to be a soldier in this here army of the breakers of mages. I believe.
Yes, of course.
I got here. One man said, I must speak these words, and then he turned into a tree. Is that normal here?
Passes out.
Okay.
And that, I think, is going to be the end of that.
Good talk.
Gang, everybody. It has been 3 years since the moment we have just spoken of, since the tree incident. And still not a lot is known about exactly what happened. A lot of craters showed up in a lot of cities as these monolithic trees were suddenly sleeper style polymorphed or in some way, shape, or form transmuted from these people who had clearly no idea that they were, I don't want to say infected, but changed. It's been a harrowing 3 years, and the elves have invaded. It became clear that their initial plan was to blitz for these trees, inhabit them, and then pursue their campaign and war from these trees. Those trees are gone now, thanks to the actions of Thylo Match in the last season.
What a guy.
Who?
Ben's character from last season. Oh, my apologies. Listen, I'm sorry. I mean, well.
Let me throw shade once.
I'm always just eager to help. Many cities were thrown into absolute turmoil as, again, craters. Many people died. Many people were suddenly without a home. But right before all this, a bridge was constructed. A really big one. So big that if you were to fall off of it at its peak, you would have maybe 4 or 5 rounds of combat before you hit the water.
Featherfall.
It's up there. It's maybe 7 or 8 horses wide. And it goes from the port city of Furinor to the island city of Pardon. The island city of Pardon is where each and every one of you have been traversing towards. You have been heading towards the island city of Pardon for various reasons, and the easiest way to do so is by this bridge. This bridge is so monolithic that it has 13 fortresses built into it all throughout the arc of this bridge. The Lord of the bridge, Lord Braylor, he had to make some pivots, some adjustments to how he ran things, because as this is one of the... Make sure Hortswith is a canon elementary. Thank you, Diana. As he only recently had this constructed building, this structure, this bridge, it is brand spanking new. And when trees came to be, the bridge was one of the few things to not crumple. The bridge stood strong, enduring the 12 seconds of city-sized tree and it bore its weight. The fortress that the person was in when they transmuted did not survive. Which is kind of the core problem that we find ourselves at here. Over the years, many people have flocked to this bridge for its safety. It's incredibly far from the northeastern regions where the elves are combating. And it's fortified as hell. Nothing can get near this bridge without somebody important finding out about it and blowing it to hell with arcane mortar. So as a result, a city has formed on the bridge, in between the forts. A melting pot of the various cultures of Whistland, the various cities. It's said that you can find any of your favorite dishes that you can find in any city in Whistland on the bridge. It'll be a little different, but it's becoming this melting pot. And quickly, various structures and buildings have grown, almost like Baldur's Gate, but on a more massive scale. There's tens of thousands of people that live on this bridge now. Big bridge, all in all. I took 5 minutes to say big bridge. You've been traveling on this bridge for days, and it's been kind of cramped, but it hasn't been very chaotic. Things have been kind of structured. It's not under martial law, but with the strong presence of House Thorn to be found on this bridge, there's not a ton of organized crime. There's still crime of passion, of course, because people are people, but there's a tight grip on how things are run on this bridge. The tricky part that we've run into, you're about halfway across this bridge. It takes about a week to traverse by horseback. And the fortification, we love passionate crimes. Thank you, Diana. You're so right. The fortification that was taken out by the tree is still under construction. And seems to be at some pivotal point of construction where people are not allowed to pass through the fort and move on towards the island city of Pardon. Each of you finds yourself in a crowd. Angry people trying to get to the city of Pardon, trying to get to their homes on the other side of this fort, and being pushed back by well-meaning nobility or guards of House Thorn. Each of you in this crowded place, making sure to keep careful track of the sides of the bridge. And just a lot of noise, people upset. And eventually this one gentleman comes forward. Everyone, please, you must understand that what we are doing has to be done very, very intricately. We cannot risk opening up right now for everyone to travel through. I promise on my honor and on my name as Lord Braylor of House Thorn, we will accommodate you. We will make sure you are fed. We will make sure you are protected. Please be understanding in this time. And soon, very soon, we will have means for you to quickly, faster than ever before, traverse this bridge. Please be understanding in this time. And with that, he's gonna make a performance check. Oh, that's pretty good. 19 plus 3. With that, a lot of people seem mollified and begin looking at various inns where they might be able to make their stay. The crowd begins to thin out a bit, but not in full. There's, of course, naysayers. People who love the drama. And you see, who's got the highest passive perception? Let's see.
Mine is 15.
15.
I have 16.
16?
15.
15. All right, 16 goes to Sika. Sika, you watch as...
Reggie has a 16.
I was going to say, I think, yeah.
Okay. A little amorphous cloud of chemical reactions kind of gets your attention.
Yeah, you could tell that he is currently grabbing a bug off of someone's jacket and is putting it into a vial. And he's like, stop. And continue, but he's just letting Reggie just like poke at him, just like, do whatever kind of appendage is forming out of this amorphous cloud, as you said. But continue.
A small cloud of fireworks and reagents and reactions.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Who's to say? Everyone's gonna picture it slightly differently in their mind, right? Mm-hmm. Sika, you notice a rather drunk, stocky man kind of throws his drink down and kind of gets up, and he's looking like he's gearing up to say something when he is tapped on the shoulder, and he turns and goes, "Whoa!" before he is quickly bustled, lifted off his feet, and taken into a side alleyway.
Interesting. And where exactly are we in this moment? Are we outside? Are we in an inn?
You guys are outside, standing amongst standing amongst crowds of people. You can see kind of tent-like kiosks of people peddling wares. You can smell good food being grilled, and people arguing in a nearby hotel room, in a nearby tavern room. You know, and it's just the bustle of crowded life all about you, but it's all forward or backward, and if you go this way or that way by a couple of paces, you're looking at open ocean, a long windy gap. Actually, make an Arcana check for me, Mr. Bard. You of Aeolian tones.
19.
There is almost a melody here. Almost a melody, not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
If it had been constructed with Aeolian tones in mind, they would have nailed it. But not quite.
So it's a hidden song, are you trying to say in that sense, within this bridge?
There's a song within the chaos.
Within the chaos.
Within the discordance.
Okay. Now, seeing this person being taken and bustled away, where do I see them go?
You can make a perception check.
Sure.
As you kind of
Can I have an
mosey to
advantage
that
because
alleyway.
I'm like, can I have an advantage because I'm super inspired by hearing the song?
No.
Perception. 17.
17. One very they're not physically imposing, but the cigar in their mouth and the suspenders on their chest, and the kind of the wide leg, the kind of spread leg stance and the shoulders crossed, shows this individual to be a captain of the guard. And he's got his cigar in one hand, and he's talking real low. And the drunken dude seems to be kind of arguing with him in a whisper. And the Minotaur on the captain's right, and the lizard folk on his left. The Minotaur being this burly dude, and the lizard folk being this quiet female with many a knife strapped down. Both of them just kind of standing there. They don't look too concerned. The lizard folk does note you looking down the alleyway and just kind of goes back. The captain of the guard takes a cigar and continues to talk, and eventually you see the drunkard kind of nod his head and kind of go to like tell him off and kind of start walking away, and you hear the captain of the guard go, "Einen. Rein it in." He goes, "Yeah, all right." Makes his stumbling way out into the pavement. Kind of doesn't notice you, Sika, as he brushes past you and makes his way to the pub.
I'm gonna do one last check, just like as if I'm just looking around, but with a side hyper focus on what the guards are doing before I will turn my attention to follow him. What do I see? I've had to roll something to see what they're doing. The guards.
The guards? The two guards that flank the captain seem to be in a discussion with each other. And then you look to the captain, and the captain's looking at you, smoking his stogie. He's noticed you and is just kind of not mean mugging you by any sense, just he's a very serious individual. And so his base face is just like, punch me, do it, kind of a look, you know what I mean?
So as he is still trying to put off the sight of just looking around and just catching glimpses of everything, he keeps a stone face himself, and then he turns his head, but his eyes for just half a second longer lasted on the captain, like in a kind of sense of his cockiness, being like, "I see you too," and then just and then he walks slowly into the crowd while trying to follow nonchalantly Island.
Okay.
Einen.
What's everyone else doing?
I want to, when Lord Braylor gets up to speak, I want to, because now I'm actually like in my dress uniform. Mm-hmm. So I have, my rank. I look like I'm part of the military of the Mage Breakers. I assume House Thorn is the is.
The nobility are the primary financiers of the mage colleges, and the mage colleges crank out mage breakers. So yes.
Okay. I'll assume that I have learned this by now after
it's been
3 years
of active duty.
I have my dress uniform on, which is something they had to specifically get made for me because they did not have uniforms of any at all in my size. I have my rank on my shoulder, which if you know military ranks at all, the rank would indicate like I'm a leader of men, but not like too many men, just a squad, but not a platoon.
Just enough.
And
men.
I have there's on my left sleeve there is one diagonal stripe, which indicates you get one of those every 3 years of service, and then the right sleeve has 6 horizontal stripes, and you get one of those every 6 months spent overseas or in this point in combat. So I have one for 3 years of service and then 6 for one every 6 months. So it's been 3 straight years of service overseas or in combat. I'm all buttoned up. I got my tie on. I'm wearing a satchel. And then in the bandolier section, like the bandolier strap of that satchel, I have a Minotaur plushie tucked into it. And then I have my saber, which is just like it's symbolic more than it is useful. Like it can be used in combat, but it's supposed to just symbolize leadership within the military. So on the bridge, I see Lord Braylor get up. After his speech, I would like to try to get to Lord Braylor, salute him with the sword, and offer my services to volunteer in helping.
You begin making your way through the crowd. Taylor?
I would love if Robin is doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. And we both get up there at the same time, 7 foot, and like little one both just...
There's a moment...
But she's not doing anything correct.
Oh, okay. There's a moment where, you know how when you're waiting to talk to somebody who's already talking to somebody else, and you're just kind of hovering, making sure you're seen because you're communicating with body language that you want to talk, but you're clearly very patient and willing to wait. The two of you have that moment together where you look at each other. And I'm going. I was here first. And no, I was just kind of that unspoken moment between the two of you.
I would see her and I would nod, and then I would pull out the sword and just stand at attention, saluting with the sword, which is just kind of like holding it in front of your face, sort of at your forehead, just straight up and down.
Out her rapier and like notes his uniform and stuff, and she's like, oh, another person I can ask questions. And so she like pulls out her rapier and like
a little bit higher. There you go.
Okay. Lord Braylor of House Thorn, Lord of the Bridge, finishes up his conversation with a monk of some kind. And kind of nods as she turns to walk away. As he turns and goes, "Good stance. Good posture." Kind of looking at the both of you. It looks to Zito. Is there something I can do for you in your ward?
Oh. I am hoping that I can actually help you, sir. I am on my way to... where am I on my way to something? Pardon. I'm on my way to Pardon right now, but I would like to offer my services and volunteer to help with whatever may be needed on this bridge. As for my ward, sir, I do I don't have a ward. This is simply...
I too wish to help on the bridge with what I can help with, sir.
I do not know this person.
He kind of looks at you and goes, nods. What's your name, kid?
Hi, my name's Robin.
Eddie, soldier.
And I'm also actually trying to get to Pardon, but I'm mostly looking for anyone I can ask about, you know, like the what I can do to help and where I can be important. Is if there's a possibility to be somebody's ward. She looks at Zito and like she's been trying to learn military things and sees that he's not really like in charge of a ton of men, and looks back to Lord Braylor, and I'd be like, can I please be your ward, sir?
Your conviction and your willingness to help is commendable. But I think you've got a few years to go before I could properly...
I'm older than I look. I turn 18 really, really soon. Like, really soon.
He kind of looks at you skeptically. Zito also kind of looks at you skeptically.
I definitely look like 11 or 12.
Make a persuasion check.
How about a nat 1? She's really nervous as well.
Your bravery does you a credit, kid. Come back in a few years. Once you've gained a few inches, I think. It looks at Zito like, The goblin.
I'm the shortest person here. Calm down.
I'm not a
Soldier.
kid.
There is something that you might be able to do to help me. And you note that he definitely locks in on your lapels and locks in on your station and rank. There is definitely some way you can help me. And he's gonna step a little closer. Note that Robin is still within kind of speaking distance, and then kind of do the turn aside, you know, to kind of lead Zito away from prying ears.
I stealth to follow.
Okay, roll stealth.
For sure.
Okay, roll stealth.
I make it a point to do everything by the book, even though he's like turning away and stuff. I still like return to position of attention. I like step back 90 degree, and then before I take my first step away.
This dice gave me a really good first roll, and now I'm done with it. That was another nat 1.
Oh yeah, you go to take your first step, and there's a gentle hand on your shoulder, and you turn and look, and there is a very tall E1T, a snake person. The forked tongue slips out, kind of contorting the words, but in broken common. I think the Lord of the Bridge would like a word alone with our friend. Child, why don't you run along?
Do you need a ward?
I have 8 kids. I don't need another one.
I mean, if you're already at 8, like 9's not that much more. I took care of like 14 at one point. They just kind of mesh together. You won't even notice I'm there.
Look elsewhere, kid.
Ah,
Kind of gives you a sad, understanding smile, but firm.
not a kid. She's gonna go find something to do to help someone. Frustratedly.
Zito, was it?
Sir.
In a very low, whispered tone.
I'm crouching down.
Yeah. Braylor's not particularly tall. There have been a string of disappearances on this bridge over the last few weeks, and that is an unacceptable amount of time, in my opinion, to not have any answers. No one I have been able to employ has been able to figure out why there have been people going missing on my bridge, and I will not stand for it. I have nothing to give these families who are missing their sisters, their brothers, their fathers, their mothers, their sons, their daughters, and everything else in between. We lost a dog. A dog! Someone's
Dog.
snatched in the night. Who does that?
Unacceptable.
Help me with this, and I will ensure a very swift arrival to the city of Pardon.
Thank you, sir. I accept the mission as stated to me. However, I do feel it is in your best interest to know that when it comes to missions that I usually am in charge of, it is more along the lines of we found the guy and now the guy needs to be taken care of.
You get it. He claps his shoulder and walks away.
Okay. Do we have a bolo list? No. Oh, okay. I will find out all the information.
Already, you can see the Lord stepping into the constructed and reconstructing of the build of the keep, and is already looking at lists and barking orders and looking stressed in general.
Maybe that child knows people. I don't even know what bridge this is.
People keep calling it the bridge. Could have named it, but no.
Why do they only have one bridge?
It's earned its capital B. Kazra. Sorry, go ahead, Zia.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna look for the child.
Okay. Kazric, what are you doing in this moment?
From point of stopping on the bridge to Lord Braylor speaking to him leaving. In minutes, how long was that?
It's been roughly 15, 20 minutes.
That's all I need to know. Because as they stopped, he gets agitated, but he doesn't get agitated because of the world around. He just said agitated person. He moves a lot. He's kind of finicky and fidgety.
And right now you're foiled. You can't move towards your objective.
Very well. It's not even about the objective. He just likes to do.
Okay.
His hands want to do. So that's what they're doing as they're stopped. So Reggie, Reggie is this weird blob of smoke, soot, shrapnel, and random colors. Some muted, some gray, some green, some bright purple, some bright pink, orange. It just kind of happens sporadically. As Reggie is literally a sentient form of different components and reagents that are discarded or spoiled or expired, no longer able to be used in a way that's useful in certain applications. They just now are Reggie. Reggie is kind of the eyes and ears, but what Kadric has been doing, aside from picking bugs off of someone or taking off that leaf that they got stuck in their hair, you see he has a small, a circular, spherical glass potion bottle, essentially. And he is taking a small little shaving thing, and you see he has what seems to be some kind of maybe a fingernail or something, you don't really know. And he's like shaving it down, making it almost ground, putting that into the bottle. You see he grabs some kind of liquid, maybe it's water, but it's a little too thick to be water. Can't really tell. There's some snippings of vines, and he's just like putting these things together in certain increments as he's just literally just waiting. And eventually, as he gets those things together, he starts to shake it. And he shakes it for a while. It's giving very much shake weight. It's giving very much bartender at a bar school.
Ow, it hit me.
Just kind of just there the entire the entire time. It's kind of going, and eventually the concoction comes together, and it forms this. It almost has this slight greenish iridescent glow.
Green.
And he goes,
Iridescence.
"Great, love that. I think this will okay, great." As he is now just in the 10 minutes of being there, created a potion of growth, and he puts that into the one of his little pouches that he has, and eventually that's when Reggie finally gets his attention. He's like, "What?" Like, looks up at whatever Reggie was pointing to, which is the person who walked towards the pub. He's like, "Is that a we didn't? Is it what?"
Robin. Great bright green glow. There's a shiny. There's a bright green glow. Is that a super yoked goblin? Making some kind of strange concoction and surrounded by a small cloud of tiny reactive fireworks almost.
What are you doing? Hi.
It's weird because you're at his height. And he.
It's also weird that you're at her height, but you're not
Absolutely.
a child. Like,
Was just making some things. That's all. What are you doing, strange person?
I was trying to help, but then they wouldn't let me help at the door, and or not the door, but like the gate thing, and they think I'm a kid, which I'm not a kid, and so I'm just trying to find something to do that I can do to help, and what you're doing looks really interesting. Can I help? What are you doing?
Well, it's already done. It's I call it a get big faster thing. I need to workshop the name, but I think if and he literally hands you the vial.
He takes it.
You want to taste it?
Is it going to hurt me?
No.
Will it make, what does it make bigger?
That's a good question, and that's what I need to fine tune. And I can't really do that without someone figuring that out for me. I mean, I could do it myself, but that's kind of boring. I need to see it in action. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. We can just throw the rest on him.
What? Is him? Wait.
That's Reggie. Reggie is Reggie. I really don't know why I call him Reggie. It just felt right.
Do people normally try your things?
If I say yes, will it allow you to be more confident in tasting it?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. He said gain some inches and come back. I'm gonna do it. I heard grow.
Amazing. What's this potion? Is it a...
It is literally a potion of growth. As for those who don't know, I am using a mage hand press class called the Alchemist, where it's all about potions and vials and other things that you'll find out very soon. But one of the things I can do is within 10 minutes, I can create certain potion types depending on how much reagent dice that I have. So I've just used one reagent dice to make a potion of growth. And it's literally what it says. You will have the effects of the enlarge spell for, let's find out, 1 hour. No concentration required.
So you are a large-sized creature now.
Oh,
Whoa! Reggie! You see Reggie reaches into the backpack and grabs another random piece of parchment and rips it and gives it to him, and Jesse gets immediately starts taking notes.
All right, and right there is where we're gonna grab our second break. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't.
I'm maniacally laughing as I grow.
Much bigger.
And we're back. Shane will be right back. No worries about that. True story, Diana. My sister was like, "Thum, jar of horseradish. I need to cry on stage," and just like stuck her eye in the jar of horseradish. I tried it. She is more hardcore than me, for sure. My sister is amazing. Robin. You're a large-sized creature now. You loom over Kazarek.
Do I really, or am I just a small, large-sized creature?
You're much bigger than you were.
Yay, okay.
That's for sure.
At least 10 feet tall.
Yes!
Kazarek looks up at the tall person whose name he does not know yet. And he's like, "Can you answer a couple of questions for me from up there?
Sure.
How does it feel on a scale of 1 to ow?"
Definitely a little tingly.
Okay, tingly.
I'm more hungry now, if that matters. Like, food sounds great.
Okay.
But otherwise I feel pretty normal now that it's stopped.
Normal. Okay.
You know that feeling when like your leg falls asleep?
Yeah.
And it's all that to like that sort of, it kind of felt like that.
Okay. Number 2. Would you do this again? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, then it means they enjoy the feeling of tingly hunger. And number 3, what can you see from up there?
What can I see? I'll start looking around.
You look about.
You could probably see me, who's like a foot taller than everybody else.
Yeah, you have a moment, Robin, where you look into a second-story window, and you see.
I've never done this while standing on the ground before.
And you see this elderly woman looking back at you.
Hi. Do you need help with anything? That's fair.
And as you go, "That's fair," and you turn to look at the rest of what you might be able to see, and you turn and see Zito, who is perplexed and looking up at you.
Not extremely high up, but definitely up.
Yeah, put up a little bit.
At least 3 feet.
Well, now it's like different. Now
2.5.
it's switched. It's like the same difference, but Do you think I could be Lord Braylord's ward now?
What's a Lord Braylord? Never. Oh, what ward? Just still taking notes.
Do you want the real answer, or do you want the answer I would give to a child?
I'm not a child. So
You're a
the real
child?
answer,
Oh, I
obviously-
should have asked your mom for consent. I'm so sorry.
I'm not a child.
She's 12 years old.
I'm 17.
I'm more than 17. Keeps writing.
Oh, dear Lord.
Right.
Who are you?
Braylord.
Who,
I'm
me?
gonna go ask.
No. I want to reach out and grab her arm as she goes.
But I could probably do so much helping now.
Yes, and you will. I have questions for you. Now, please stay put while I have questions for this gentleman as well, who seemingly gave a potion to a child.
I'm not a child.
Testing purposes don't. Well, nope.
You're
Not a
testing on a child.
I'm not a child.
Would you like
know the harder tone in in Zito's demeanor?
For sure. I don't think that necessarily shifts his own intention, but he has notated that this is a person of authority in some way, shape, or form. And he finishes up his notes, and he looks at it, and he looks back up, and then looks back at it, and he literally crumples it up and throws it onto Reggie. I am now realizing that I must test this theory on someone who is more like you. I need more toenails.
Robin, you feel
Ew.
discarded. And now you're realizing you might have consumed ground pasted toenails.
Ew.
Do you happen to have any toenail, specifically those of giant descent?
Is this a Skyrim reference? I'm loving this.
Me?
I no longer.
him.
I don't. Not only do I not have toenails for you, I no longer have the patience or the time for you. I have
never been
other,
able to
more
look
important
down at
things to be
someone.
doing. Please do not do any more testing of children. Actually, no more testing on this bridge. I do not know what this bridge is, but I have been told and informed it is an important bridge, and you are not to be doing testing on it.
I've been informed it's an important bridge.
You can't learn anything if you don't test things, so I don't know if I can not test, but I won't
Okay,
give...
do you want to learn what happens if you continue testing on this bridge?
Oh,
I
Can I go find something to do? While
don't
they
know
argue?
what... I am actually very curious to know what would happen. I've never been here before.
I haven't let go of Robin.
oh. If you would like to try to contest Robin and make a getaway, you can contest a grapple check.
Do I suddenly have strength now?
You get to make the strength checks at advantage, but it doesn't
Okay.
add anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome in, dummies. Thank you so much, Taff. What up,
Oh,
gang?
ow.
Welcome in, welcome in. We are on the bridge, capital B bridge.
15. Ha 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 ha.
Welcome back, Shane. I'm muted.
You're
Just
gonna
so
hate
you'll have
me
to
for
unmute
this.
yourself. I assume you're able to unmute
For me.
yourself.
I had a 10 on the die. I have a +6 to athletics.
That's great.
Wait, athletics or strength?
For
Athletics.
you, it would be athletics or acrobatics. For Ben, it would be athletics.
Yeah, you wouldn't get
Thank
the
you so
advantage on an acrobatics roll, though.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Nurse.
Oh, well, if I can do acrobatics.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
then 30-20.
You, Zito, you're proud of your vice grip that you've got. These muscles here, like right here, you're proud of. Those are some hard to build up and keep muscles. Which is all the more not infuriating, but the flummoxing might be the word. As
Flummox.
this person does like a bend, path, tuck, pivot, twist thing, and boom, is bolting.
I have a big brother. I can get out. You trying to keep me still.
Just kind of watches this happen and just, am I finding something? I was told I need to learn about the world coming from where I come from, so I would like to know where are they going?
I also do not know, but this is what I would say a problem. Do not be another problem. I'm gonna take off after.
I will be the
Wait.
whole problem.
I don't know how to not be. Wait, you say you're gonna test? I need toenails, and I follow after.
Bolts. Zito bolts after them, and Kazric bolts after Zito.
Please, large child, stop running.
What I think
I
happens.
can't hear you because I'm not a child.
You literally just responded to me. You can clearly hear me.
What I actually think happens because they're tall and taller-ish. Well, taller now and tall have bolted through, and there's still a crowd of people. I think I just see the direction that they go, and I start to go, but there's no way I can actually wade through people. And you see me reach into a pouch, and I seem to be just almost like not even looking. I just start to put things together, and it forms this kind of spherical orb, and inside of it seems to be almost a variant of what Reggie is, but a lot more colorful and swirling. And I go, wait for me! And I throw this thing into the air, and as it explodes, you see my body become that same formula and appear where the bomb went. As I use a teleportation bomb to get closer to get to them.
Bang.
Nice.
People.
Like, wait! And I think I probably
That's gonna stop me in my tracks.
fall.
It's going to stop a lot of people in their tracks.
I either fall next to Zito or on their foot, but I fall very close. Ah!
There's a. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, there's a bang as one of your alchemical grenades goes off. And a lot of people hit the deck.
I think I hit it too, just innately, because I don't know why they're hitting the deck. Ah!
There's a stunned silence. And then you hear boom, 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 boom. And you look up and you can see a contingent of the city guard bearing down on the location. Not directly at you, but in earnest, responding to what may have been a terrorist attack in these times of war.
I'd like to grab him by the back of the you're just wearing an apron. There's no like collar to grab you by.
You could grab my backpack,
Okay, I'm gonna
which is
grab you by
attached to my apron. Yeah.
And you
I'd
hear
like to grab by backpack
Ah!
and lift.
Zito, you reach into the area of Kazric, and you hear and tingling sensation as you reach through Reggie to grab a hold of the backpack of Kazric, and there's this acrid singeing sensation all along your forearm and hand as you successfully grab a hold of the backpack.
Hi.
Is there like a wall nearby that I can sit him down against?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sit you down by a wall, and I'm also gonna look at Robin, and you sit both down. No, whatever is happening here stops now.
You got too far. I needed to catch up.
Sicka. Bang. All thoughts of what's this drunk guy doing are put on hold for the moment as a grenade goes off roughly 30 plus feet away from you, and you turn, and a Goliath, which is not too common in this region, is holding a goblin.
Hey now. Mostly
Hey
goblin.
now.
Yeah, but we haven't talked about that yet.
I know.
Swole goblin.
Goblin.
And this goblin, you recognize.
Oh. Sika makes his way, peering back just to try and get one last look of remembering what the particular person was that was kind of drunk going towards the pub.
The inn was named the Lion's Share.
The Lion's Share.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sika makes his way, and he's looking at the smoky little creature being held up in the air, and then he kind of gets a little bit closer, trying to judge the situation, because he's just like, this may be something that he doesn't want to get himself involved in right
The
away.
Goliath is reprimanding the goblin and the giant kid.
Sika now sees a giant kid and being like, oh, well, this is a distraction. Hey, this works for some. No, stay focused. Right. Okay. Let's try and get a closer look. And so he makes his way just a little bit more closer. And then can I do a history check to see if
Sure.
that
Yeah.
okay. 18.
18.
Yes.
In your nomadic days with the family.
Mm-hmm.
Before all of that. Before everything. Back in good days of warm fire and open sky and endless road. You remember a time in the eastern regions of Whistling where your family, the Roa, met a nomadic tribe of goblins in the plains above the cliffs. And that's where you met Kazric. That's where you met this goblin, both of you young at the time. Kazric hasn't gotten much taller. But they've certainly filled out a bit. Facial hair, a bit more stacked in the shoulders. But it's definitely Kazric that you met from way back. You remember sharing stories. The mingling of two different nomadic cultures in alliance. What do you do?
From not having many moments of good callbacks of his past, being able to find a moment such as this in front of him kind of softens out his whole like wall exterior that he has, and he's stumbling over stuff. It's like Kazrinki, no. Kazaka, no.
Kazadoom.
Kazadoom. Kazric. And then he said he got like kind of just blurted out of him while he was trying to think. And as he didn't realize how close he was at this moment to see that his voice would have been able to be heard by Kazric.
Kazric, you hear your name.
He unfortunately multitasks. And that's the best way to put it. I don't think he attempts to multitask. He just does. And as he's focusing on this person who he doesn't know, but can feel the authoritative vibe coming off of them. And it's not that there's a level of respect, nor is there a level of fear. He just understands
The context.
that, at least. Yeah, he understands the context. And he doesn't know what this place is. So he's going to respect that at the very least.
Yeah, last we heard there was a bridge that you had to go over to get to the island city.
Yep.
Didn't know
And he
there was
did
a
it bad.
city on the bridge with 13 keeps, one of which is under construction.
Exactly. And so as he's sitting down and he's just listening, he's like, and he hears his name. He's just, huh? What's that? Who?
It's me! And he walks closer, and it's like kind of more like flamboyantly boisterous at this point. And he gets up close, even though seeing that you are being held up. He's like, wow, have you? He looks at your feet off the ground and looks at like, Qrown. Because now you're at a high level with him.
I think I'm also going to do a history check to see if I remember.
Okay.
Because would there be a big difference from then to now?
Height-wise, for sure, tattoos would be different. You would remember the scarring, 100% on my face.
Okay.
And the necklace.
And I feel like you always had drip to some degree. You know?
It's the drip for me.
It's the drip.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I got a 12. I think he doesn't remember a lot, but those identifiers. Here we go. Hey! Wait! No! Wait! 1 second. Mr. You? And he looks at
My
Zito.
last name would be on.
No.
I have a nameplate just over my breast. Barbera is the last
Mr.
name.
Barbera, may I please request down east, please?
I'm gonna put you down, but before I let go, I want you to look around right now. Do you think tossing a bomb in a place like this is a smart decision?
Oh, that wasn't a bomb. That was a here and
It
go.
explode.
Well, I throw it here and I go.
Did
I guess I can make it.
Did
It exploded.
Just answer.
Was that a smart choice in a place
say-
like this?
Just say no and he'll stop it.
I will say no because a mysterious voice told me to say no.
It's a giant, not sneaky Robin. She's taken like her. She took like during all of this, she took her robe and she like wrapped it around her. So like just like the tip that's not covered by her right now is blending into the wall perfectly. So just ahead, just say no.
I will say no. I don't know what Zito's like insight or general way of like reading people is. Even if it's lower, he really doesn't know the customs. So he's just like, oh, okay. I will not throw the here and go here. Oh, I definitely shouldn't throw the other things too. Okay,
No.
I remember that.
I can assure you that Kazric will not, and he like gets closer but still can't see the name on Zito's thing. He goes, "Thank you, Mr. Barbara. It's it's fantastic that you have been able to help me, but I can take my friend from here and I'll make sure no other."
It's Sickle! Wait, it's been a long time. You're like, I would say shorter, but I'm short, so.
Time happens, my friend. Time happens, and I ended up going tall while you
I
Thank you for taking responsibility, civilian, but my name is Barbera, not...
Barbara. Barbara. That's a wonderful name.
Thank you. It was given to me.
Robin.
You didn't choose your name?
Who
What?
chooses their
There's-
name?
Anyone?
I chose Reggie.
I shut up right away. Because since I'm in a different location right now.
Reggie's just the puttering sound.
Thank you. The Robin, from your periphery, a soft plume of cigar smoke kind of wafts past, and you turn, and what's the term I'm looking for? Prophesying his arrival, this captain of the guard, the smoke heralding his arrival. The cigar smoking captain of the guard kind of steps up and goes, "Right. Soldier, what happened? What happened here? What's going on?"
Some knuckleheads were horsing around on the bridge. I have apprehended them and scolded them. There was no danger to be had. Just a loud noise made by a civilian who did not know any better.
He's
Do we have
going to
knuckleheads on here? Wow.
He's going to
I don't know.
look at Robin.
That is one of the knuckleheads, but not the one that made the noise.
And look at the goblin.
Hi. Apparently, I am known now as Knucklehead because I was not supposed to use a here and go around this bridge place.
is-
Sir, Lord Braylord told me to report to him when I was larger. I am now larger, sir. I would like to report to Lord.
That is a negative.
That is a positive.
Based on my understanding of the situation, it does appear as though neither of these civilians were aware that what they were doing was not correct. I have informed them.
And
However,
soldier.
this large child was not
I'm
asked
not
by Lord
a
Braylord to
child.
return.
Soldier.
I'm almost 18.
Feet tall.
Yeah, that too. Instantly. Legs.
I understand Magebreaker. You were given a task by our Lord of the Bridge.
Yes.
Looks down at the goblin. Looks down at Kazric. And there's a moment of pained concentration. And then in goblin, broken goblin. Don't throw loud balloon.
What heritage lineage is this person, this captain?
This is a human.
Okay.
Salt and pepper, short cropped beard, bald head, not kind of a punchable brick face. You know what I mean? Like clearly been in scraps all his life. Not a soldier. Definitely not a soldier. Definitely a cop. Like this is a keeper of maybe not. This is a house guard.
Yeah.
They're not used to being on a front line or doing martial prep. They're used to breaking up fights and locking up people who are way too drunk to be on a bridge for the night, you know?
By the way, real quick, not a soldier, but definitely a cop is a very specific type of person who I've met a lot in my life, and
Sorry,
punchable
maybe...
face is the perfect description.
Yeah.
I would have gone pro if I didn't hurt my knee.
Yeah. This one, let's get insight checks from the party.
Hey, first party full check. Woo. Woo. I'm scared to use.
Oh, Ben, you have
That's a good
inspiration
one.
from chat. Thank you, former Future Frog.
Hooray.
22.
22.
Hey.
Hey.
7. What'd you get, Sika?
And balloons.
Sika, make an insight check for me.
Sorry, I said, sorry, 14.
14, all right.
Yeah.
This is someone, this captain of the guard, who clearly grew up on the streets, probably poor, and has found, thank you for the bits, has found a purpose in helping people. And now there's a lot of people, and likely 3 years ago when everything went to shit, he found himself willing and able to help the massive amount of people who were flowing into onto the bridge. And this guy is the definition of overworked. White knuckling the hilt of his sword a little bit, and very, very tired. But you can see a strain of good-natured. There's a strain of trying to help, and when he seemed to visibly relax when Zito said that everything was essentially okay. Well, after he says, "Do not throw balloon," in very, very broken goblin goes, looks to Robin and goes, "Well done, soldier. As you were. Good job."
I will no longer. Wait. Do I ask permission to do here and goes, or
Just don't.
just don't? Okay. What if I need to protect myself?
Those are the right kind of questions. And every action has consequences.
I mean, yeah, I know that. Look at Reggie. Reggie's literally a walking symbiotic sentient consequence.
I'm gonna be thinking about that later. I don't like that. That freaks me out. Good day.
Sir, is there anything I can do to help?
Magebreaker.
I have it from here. I think there is a way for you to help.
Yeah?
I have a strange sort of sense.
You want me to fix that for you?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. His
smell bit
stuff's
better?
pretty great.
If I were to ask you where your parents are, would you even have an answer?
Damn. Fuck, Ben. Shit. That's so heavy. Sorry.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I was raised by my brother. He's somewhere with the Mage Breakers. I'm trying to find that out. So, no, but do you know where my brother is? If you're a Mage Breaker?
I may have information. I do not know who your brother is.
Oh,
But-
Soren Ashfall.
History check. Kate, I didn't cuss. You can't prove it.
I would use my inspiration on this, but there's no way I would get a better score anyway. That is a 12 on the history check.
No
A
surprise.
lot of the faces that have stayed in your mind were lifeless ones by your hand. None of the faces you remember match that, so you probably didn't kill this person, but that's about all you've got with a 12.
I will say this. I may or may not know who your brother is specifically, but I'm going to hold my hand on the Minotaur plushie. I know who your brother is in kind. I also could not tell you where my parents are, even if I wanted to.
It's okay, little guy.
Don't
She
start
wants him on the tower. She's always wanted to do that.
Listen, I am not from around here, and by that I mean I am not from this plane of existence.
And by that he means
However,
check the
I am
YouTube
here
for the
for
summer series episodes.
I am here for the time being, and I do not know this land. I have, however, been given a task and a mission, and I presume that you are someone who could help me in finding the need to be's, the need to knows, and the who's that may be able to help in completing this mission.
What's the mission?
I think at that point you just see like Hazard's head pop back up, but before it does, he like looks over at Seka. Hey, Sickle, can I still call you that?
Sorry, I had an audio issue. Can you say that one more time?
No worries. He like looks over. He like popped up and listened to them for a second, but looks back over at you.
Yeah.
And goes, hey, Sickle. Can I call you Sickle?
It is Sika, but if Sickle makes you happy, I'll still prefer Sika.
Okay, I will call you Sika. Yes, Sika. I don't know what's happening, but it sounds like shenanigans are shenaniganing. Are you bored?
Yeah. I can go.
Can we help? I won't do hearing goes. And I
I raised my
promise
hand.
not to do other things that I could create.
I like lean down, like at least here.
Listen, I need to get to the city of Pardon. I have
I
been
do
asked
too.
by.
Same
too.
here.
We can go
May
together.
I finish my sentence?
Yes, Barbara.
Barbara.
Yes.
I need to get to the city of Pardon. I have been tasked by Lord Braylor himself to complete a mission. The three of you may be able to help me complete this mission. In doing so, I have been granted passage to the city of Pardon at an expedited rate. If you are to help myself and thereby extension the Mage Breakers and thereby extension House Thorn, then I am sure that I can help you also reach the City of Pardon at an expedited rate. Right now,
Sorry, I cut you off. You see him like just take some of Reggie and put it in his mouth.
Whoa. That can't be sanity.
Okay, yes. The mission at hand, I am not sure how much specificity I am allowed to relay to the civilians. However, if you were to know of a place where, let's say, if a dog were to have gone missing.
Oh, I found lost dogs before.
Great. Where would you find them?
Well, normally, like, you try and look around, like, where the house was that they were originally taken from, and then after that point, you kind of next locate where the closest source of, like, noise and food would be, and then if the dog wandered that way, then from there on, you can kind of follow tracks and things like that. The other thing that happens is if a kid had the dog in any way, a lot of word gets traveled that way. So you talk to some of the children, most likely they really note down what dogs they've seen and what they look like and how they interacted with the dogs. So kids are really great at remembering all of that sort of information. Other things you can do is just like when it comes to actually tracking, like if people took, and she just goes down like 15 different stories of like sneaking into the back of people's houses because she knew that that dog was going to win a dog show. So that's why the person stole it, because it was the highest class and the rarest color of that breed. And she goes through all of these ways that she's rescued kids' dogs.
Smoke starts coming out of Zito's ears. Okay, let me try this way. Let us assume there is some nefarious action. Do not explain anything to me. Simply just take me to where maybe I would start looking for a missing dog or persons.
Oh, missing people? Oh, then you just go to the bad side of the town, and then you try and find out who's in charge of down there. That's really
wonderful.
Easy.
Take me there now.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we going to?
That would be good. Yeah, yes.
I can make you a thing that explodes.
You have been given the mission at hand. From here on out, you are not.
And fires are really helpful, actually, when it comes to trying to like.
You have not been conscripted by the army.
They tried that once, and I didn't care for it.
Oh.
Did you not just invite us, though?
Kazric, my tummy hurts.
You see him immediately start working on something.
Make a medicine check.
Well, yes, 100. I definitely will. But you see him actually, and I don't know how much Zito knows. You see him grabbing flowers that you might like put on like wounds. You see like salves, but you also see like things that I can't brain right now. You might have had to like on field eat a herb or something that didn't taste the best but made you feel better. You see like grabbing actual helpful things and putting it into just a small vial.
Yeah, combat medicine for infantry would be a lot more along the lines of stop the bleeding until a real medical professional can get there. That is all. That is like the basics of it.
Oh, that is with medicine a 24.
Whoa, damn. All right. Yeah, with a 24, you manage to concoct a pretty potent Tums.
Oh yeah, no, 100% no. Like he makes this like vial, and then as he looks at it, he goes no, and you see him like grab basically a not a coagulating agent, but something to make it like soak up some of the the formula, yeah, and make it a little harder, and like forms it into like a small little like putty almost, and then he like takes a small little scalpel or like the small little knife and cuts a piece of it off, and it forms like a small little basically like pill, like a Tums pill, and it's not dry yet. But here you go.
Reggie at one point got really excited when you were disappointed in how it was turning out, but then you fixed it, and Reggie gets a little bummed out. You didn't get to eat it.
I'm gonna before Robin can grab it. I just want to stick my hand between the pill and the child's hand and go, "Will this explode?"
No,
Are you testing this on a child?
it's not a test.
I'm not a child.
It's not a
I
bomb.
do not trust either of you. Continue.
My mom is an archdruid, and I've kind of learned how to like help people sometimes, but sometimes you want to make other things too.
Technomancer, thank you for the raid. Welcome in.
Hope that makes you feel better. It might make you feel like bubbly for like maybe a couple of minutes, but it just stifles some things.
There's like a
Okay.
little bit of froth that gets burped up, but aside from that, you feel a pleasant numbing sensation.
Oh, sounds way better. Thank you.
Uh-huh. It actually should have like a blueberry aftertaste because it's anti-inflammatory.
It's more of a pomegranate
And-
in this case, strangely.
Oh, yeah, sure, that.
And now she's going to test what you want to know. You may want to take like those notes back out of your content cloud thing there. So you can
think
write
it's
down
just-
that my tummy hurt a little bit after.
Oh, yes, I should. And he just takes another piece of paper and writes more things.
Dang it.
That is gone. That has been destroyed by acid.
It's not paper anymore.
And now
We follow your
she
lead,
knows.
Mr. Barbera. Like a bear. I like bears. We go.
I as well.
Okay, you guys have to backtrack a little bit. Aw, my sister's the sweetest. I'm sorry. She's told me I'm doing a great job.
You are.
Aw.
Thanks. You guys have to backtrack to some of the less populated areas, which the closer you get to one of the forts, the more populated it gets. Here you've got a little more breathing room. A lot of the travel is people like legging it to the next fort. Already the news has spread that it's a bit of a dead end right now, so there's a lot of people like setting up tents on the side of the bridge, and to your surprise there's even people who hang hammocks and stuff like that off the side. These people look like they may be a bit more accustomed to the bridge. You can tell the newer people to the bridge, you can discern them by the fact that they set up camps like right in the center of the bridge and people have to like move around them. Asking around a bit.
Has it been an hour yet?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like burp every like size down.
Like Willy Wonka.
Yeah. I'm like, nice.
Asking around a bit, I would say that our bard Sika might have a hand in being able to be a little more affable to people and stuff like that, and know how to navigate those waters the best, being very high charisma stat. Sika and party, you find yourself standing before a older gentleman with a fishing line. But the fishing line is hooked up to a really big spool of fishing line instead of a small spool attached to the fishing rod because the bridge is so dumb high. So you see him cast, and then from the barrel, as the line starts giving out, he goes, Yeah, dog's been gone for a few days now. I miss my dog. It's unfortunate. His name was Ruffles.
What did he look like?
Oh, he was a bit of a scamp. Kind of patchy, brown hair, discolored in areas. Fed him what I could, we did what we could, but dogs don't like fish generally, and that's most of around here. If you want to buy from some of the stuff that people are peddling off the Pardon or from Pardon, if you're an or, you gotta pay top dollar, and fishing is free.
Do you have anything of Ruffles still? That maybe smells like him?
Yeah. I got his little dog bed that I made. It's just a bunch of, not trash, but like a big nest made of flotsam and the like, and bits of cloth that have been tucked into various bits to make a little bowl. This dog couldn't have been a big dog. Actually, I'm wrong. This dog, it was a big dog, which makes it all the stranger. It was dead night. I woke up because my fishing line had gone off, and I went out to check my lines, and the dog wasn't there. Which is weird. He likes to keep watch outside the tent while I'm snoozing,
Was he tied up at all?
No, he's a good boy. He doesn't ever need to be tied up.
Who would do such a thing?
Weird times.
You think someone was trying to bring him home to their family, or?
Nah, ain't nobody want Fluffer.
No, why's that?
Ruffles, not Fluffer. Ruffles, well, he was ugly. Frankly put, he was not the kind of dog you'd look at and go, "Oh, I'm gonna bring this back home for my kids to play with." You go, "Man, I hope that dog doesn't have rabies."
Sika places his hand on the gentleman's shoulders, like, "But you loved him no matter how he looked. So there's love in everything, no matter what, or beauty in each person's sight."
There's a lot of eye contact.
I close my eyes. There's still beauty in no matter what.
Sir, I like that you like your dog, even though it's ugly.
Thank you, miss.
Would you be okay if my dog maybe sniffed your dog's bed? Unfortunately, it might burn a little.
That's the price I'm willing to pay to have my dog back. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't see your dog though. Where's your dog at?
Oh, right behind me. And I cast a wild shape.
Okay.
And behind me, this massive flame just starts to form. And it just kind of gets larger and larger until it becomes about the size of one of those really large Irish wolfhounds. And then just a hellhound steps out from the fire, just kind of behind me, and comes around the side. It's a dark red. It's made of fire. It's a wildfire spirit beast, and it has 2 large black horns that mimic my white and golden ones.
Is it hot? Does it give off a lot of heat?
It's very, very warm. The flame mostly appears from his head and like the tips of his paws. The rest of it is mostly contained within his body, unless otherwise released.
Zito noticeably takes a step away from the heat.
Okay. So this is my dog. His name is Darko. It means gift.
I've never seen such a breed.
Anyways, are you okay if he smells it? Unfortunately, the fire from his head tends to burn the bed a little.
Absolutely. He's gonna take a step away from the remains of the dog bed as Darko.
As Darko gets close to the bed, 2 things are happening at the same time. Kadrick's also getting close to Darko, as well as Reggie. But Reggie's getting close because Reggie sees friend. Reggie's like, I have friend, maybe. And Reggie's just this amorphous thing. So he's basically becoming not a jumping spider, but like when a peacock peacocks for a thing. He's like
kaleidoscopic effect.
Meanwhile, Kadrick is just inspecting, seeing if any flame can be harnessed. Just like
as Reggie gets closer, the heat makes this waving visual effect of responses within its alchemical being that kind of shift to the back end of it. And now you've got a very bright Reggie.
That's cool.
Just stuttering on my dog noises. I apologize. I actually spent so much time practicing my dog noises, and none of them, they've all abandoned me.
Wow.
But Darko.
Fire dog. Sorry, continue.
Starts running along the side. Not really running, just more snuffling along the side of the cliff to the point where you're like, okay. I mean, maybe not you because Robin, you know the true nature of your hellhound.
Robin looks up at Zito and I go, oh yeah, and that's probably the easiest way to find someone that's lost. She just follows.
And you say that just in time to turn around and watch the dog sit, staring out into the ocean.
Oh god, I fell off.
What's under the bridge?
Water.
Yeah, but can we see the water?
I
look over.
You, Sika, and this fisherman kind of lean out. You can't really see under the bridge. You can see the massive pillars that are spread out. There's not one under you right now.
Okay.
But you can't really see under the bridge. Make perception checks, party members.
Also, is there anything burnt so far with Hellhound?
You can see little ashen prints on the stone of the bridge.
Okay, so not like the dog bed or anything got destroyed.
It singed a little, but
can I mend it?
Yeah. Of course.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm mending it.
24.
11.
21.
Okay, 23.
Oh, let me roll for Darko.
I also do want to say, repelling is one of the things you learn at basic training.
Nice.
Barbara, go.
Barbara.
He gonna bench you. He won't be able
Maybe
to
that's what he wants.
attack you in anger. He'll be like, my name is not a girl's name.
Barbara, keep going. I can fly.
Nah.
Darko got a nat 20.
Okay.
Hey.
Everyone but Robin. On the wind, echoes not easily picked up on, sounds of construction, tapping of hammers, the occasional arcane welding, people arguing or maybe looking over a blueprint of some kind. But you don't see any of this.
Well, Zito's gonna undo his coat and just if there's a tree nearby, or I guess we're on the bridge, so I'm just gonna.
It for you. His hands up to hold it for you. I'll do the nice thing. I'll hold it. It looks important to you.
Oh, okay. Coat to you. Loosen the tie, undo the top button. Out of the satchel, grab rope. I just need something sturdy to tie onto.
Okay.
whatever
pole?
is around.
Not a ton of options. You might have to rely on the party. Everything around here is mostly tents.
Too bad Rob wasn't 10 feet.
Okay. Who is not afraid of heights?
Hello.
Fisherman also raises his hand.
I'm just gonna hand the end of the rope. I'm gonna tie one end to myself, and then hand the other end of the rope to any of you.
I'll take it because that's the next largest side person. I'm only going to wrap it around my waist and just walk back and be an anchor.
Okay.
Oh no, I am the anchor.
I'm going to
do
go
not
forward
trust
and
any
jump
of you
off.
to hold.
Oh, he jumped.
No, I'm not going to jump. Not yet. Joke is a joke. It's joke.
Okay.
Jump.
You see these
If you-
dimples? These are mischievous dimples.
But I'm ready to go. I'll hold on to it.
Oh, okay? You can hold on to. I'm small, but you can go.
Oh, either one.
And I don't really know what we're looking for.
Robin pulls out a rope and hands it to Kendrick and ties it around her. She's like, I'm taller than you by a little bit.
Wait, am I holding you?
No, I'm the anchor.
You look at
No,
this wayfish.
no, absolutely not. I am the anchor. One of you will go.
And as you're
If there's
saying
another
this,
way down for safety, we will figure that out.
Sika drops off the side.
Firm plant, grab saber, stab it into the ground.
Sika, make an acrobatics check at advantage.
I'm so glad it's at advantage.
Oh no.
Oh, thank God. 19.
Oh.
I got a nat 1 on the first one, so I'm just going to say that.
I know you have feather fall,
Yeah.
but man, that's a long swim. The waters are not safe.
They'll fear me.
I think that's where we're gonna pick up next episode.
Bye, everybody. Whee!
Kazric, Qrown, I know you won't be with us on the next episode, so we'll figure it out. But for now, my friends, I think that's where we need to call it. I think that's all the time we've got.
What is under the bridge next time?
The underbridge. It's a smaller bridge.
I cannot wait to decide what I'm drawing from tonight. Either the chasing scene, the scolding scene, or the jumping off.
Amazing. Chat, thank you so much for being here. Don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to be doing a raid, and we've got a few announcements to get through. But first, I'm Sir Feffers, the humble dungeon master of the long shot table, and I am so psyched to be getting back behind the DM screen. As much as I thoroughly enjoyed the summer series, Ben, again, thank you for running the one on Tuesday. I am wasted as a player. I thrive as a dungeon master. I can't help it. It's who I am. I'm not even a very good player by comparison. I am a dungeon master through and through, and it feels so good to be telling stories again. That's it for me. Shane, would you like to tell us about yourself and tell us about your character and thoughts that you have that your character currently has about current things, and then pass it off to someone else?
Hi everyone, my name's Shane Whalley. You can find me everywhere, Shane Whalley. I play Sika, the Luminen Bard, College of the Road. And he is having a wonderful time, though in the very beginning when it came to the whole starting of the story, that was a very scary moment where he was falling and really felt like there was no life after that fall, and that's something that he cannot allow. And so, but being out of control was definitely a scary moment for him. So he took that time over the 3 years to find ways to ensure it not to happen again, and has found many wonderful things that he has gotten pieces of string. He's going to pull them until he unravels it all and get all the mysteries out that he can. And so being on the bridge with lots of people, being the type of Caremaster person he is, as much as he really likes to sit inside of his head and dwell on those thoughts as an overthinker does, it's really nice to be around people. And he may not be talking to all of them, but he found people that he can talk to, especially one from his past. And that's something that is such a light for him that he actually needed in this moment. So being able to see Kesric, as much as it may not have seemed outwardly as impactful to him, it really was to remind him that things were good. And so it was nice to have that little moment with life and that, and which kind of was part of the reason why he was so joyful and free in wanting to swan dive off of the bridge. And so it's part of his expression of joy in life at the moment.
It's
So
a
he's
canon
excited.
event.
Yeah.
Fling from bridge.
Qrown.
Hey everybody, my name is Omega Jones, also known as Qrown. Unfortunately, things happen. I will not be here the next 5 to 6 sessions. I was excited to be here now, but I start Tech Week as I open my show in 10 days, and I will be dead inside. So I'll be back at some point to fully be with this group. I can't wait. Don't know how we're going to figure out why he's not here now, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, you can catch me many places at Qrown. Again, right now, because of the show, you can't really catch me actively doing anything. But I'm very excited to be with this group. Is already a hot mess, and it's exactly what I hoped for. I don't try to make chaotic characters because I sometimes feel like chaotic characters can be a little distracting, but there's still purpose in everything he does. So I'm excited to see how that meshes in the future, especially because he's going to be able to. My character is very supporty. It doesn't seem like it. He's very supporty. So I'm excited to support these folk by making them be tall or have bombs that explode. But that's me. I will pass it over to Taylor.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Ann Tracy. You can find me everywhere as Taylor Ann Tracy. I'm the game master of Heinefall. Check us out at heinefall.com and let me know some thoughts on like what you guys felt about the commercials today, because I'd love to hear if you like them. I play Robin. She is a tiefling rogue, part druid. Wildfire druid specifically, just how she has her wildfire spirit. The 3 years between trying to help the biggest city and the biggest catastrophe that's happened to it in a long time and where she is now, she learned what helplessness felt like and what feeling useless felt like, and like it does not know what to do. So trying to find her brother has become her main goal, because she hasn't heard from him before, like a couple months before all that happened, and she hasn't heard from him since. And she feels very lost. And so when someone says they have something for her to do, she is more than excited to have a purpose given to her. Because as of right now, she has not aged to the point where she can understand what she's gone through. And so she doesn't know what her own purpose is just yet. And I'm really excited to find it out throughout the season and watching her grow. So right now, finding a mage breaker and helping with a mission to maybe become known or to find out more about the mage breakers or possibly find her brother. She is very excited, especially because it comes with helping a poor old fisherman find his large ugly dog. This is right up what she likes to do. So that's where she's at. And I'll pass it off to Ben.
Barbara.
Hi. My name is Ben Brainard. I'm playing a man named Barbara, not Barbara. But when I made this barbarian character, at no point did I think throughout the creation process that I was going to be the voice of reason.
Really?
I mean, you never really think that with a barbarian.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's lawful good.
Yeah, that's kind of why I thought maybe you would become dad. of group.
Yeah, but the barbarian usually isn't the one that's like, hey, now let's all stop and think about what is the smart choice here. I didn't think the barbarian would have to gentle parent.
I was gonna say it's giving field trip. It's giving I'm helping my kids on this field trip when I could be working.
Either way, I'm excited for the beginning of this. I'm excited to see where it goes. There's a lot of quirks and silly stuff that I've written into the story of, or at least the playing of Zito Barbera. One of which being constantly correcting people when they mispronounce his last name, even though there's no indication about how it's actually meant to be pronounced. But I'm excited just to, throw people off of bridges, find out answers, and get shit done. It's very much like I don't know who these people are right now, but I need to get to the island, and so the person in my chain of command told me to do this thing, and therefore this thing will be done. So I'm excited to see where this goes, and also learn about the world that I am currently in. As far as me, Ben, I just filmed a special, so if you want to see more of that when it comes out, or you want to catch me on tour as I continue telling jokes across the country to drunk strangers, you can check out benbrainard.com for all of that information. Feff.
All right, gang, real quick. We've got, before I jump into the raid, we're going to go kick it with Lightbox Gnome in a second, but let me tell you real quick about Modern Artifice, a phenomenal creator with many different hats, one of which is artisanal dice. Phenomenal dice, and we're getting restocked soon. Is the new sponsor of the Long Shot channel, the Long Shot community, and I'm very excited. And honestly, I've looked into the content, I've gotten to know Giuseppe a little bit, and phenomenal being. Makes incredible dice, and we now have a code. No, Modern, I will always. There is the Long Shot code for 10% off, as well as I get a little bit of a cut from that as well. So some additional inspiration to fulfill your dice goblin needs if need be. But there's also talk of some future shenanigans, including some Long Shot dice, which has me thoroughly intrigued, and I hope it does for you too. What else as far as announcement goes? Come the 22nd, we will be doing a bit of an overhaul on the audio for this for Long Shot. We will be transitioning over to, what's it called? It's called Fantasy Plus, a phenomenal software that is now like it had a pledge goal of 50K. It's at 210K now, of highly customizable and copyright-free Hollywood level audio for TTRPG game masters. And they've got westerns. They've got western music, which is fantastic, for Windfall, which is on Thursdays. And make sure you tune in for the new campaign on Saturdays called Bayonet. It is my own homebrew take on the trapped in a demi-plane, Ravenloft-esque narrative, and I'm really excited to be bringing that to the table. That's going to be with Smallbird Lex and Offbeat Outlaw, as well as two new creators to the Long Shot table in the form of Andy Skadoosh and Draconics. Phenomenal creators. We are going to go absolutely insane. If you thought the opening with this whole tree thing was nuts, it's gonna get a lot darker, and I'm very excited. For now, I think that's it. I'll see you all Thursday for Windfall, the continuation of our Western campaign. And until that time, I bid you all a fair evening. Don't forget to take your meds if you take them, and make sure you stretch a little bit, drink some water. Have a phenomenal rest of your night. I love you all, Pine Cones. Goodbye.